Bellator MMA cage is back in the Bay Area. Big crowd expected to be on hand for a blockbuster event culminating with a championship doubleheader. Bellator 277 will feature the rematch between newly minted featherweight champion AJ McKee and the #1 contender now, Patricio Pitbull. He is 5-0 in rematches. And also tonight, it is the $1 million final of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix. The champion, Vadim Nemkov, has successfully defended his belt throughout the tourney. Tonight, he faces Corey Anderson, who is 3-0 inside the Bellator MMA cage. And speaking of the 205-pound weight class, that's where we kick off preliminary action between Theo Hague, making his professional debut, and Alan Benson, who was victorious in his lone foray in Bellator MMA. All right, John McCarthy, let's go to the tail of the tape.
Very simple. Take a look at that 76-inch reach compared to 69. That is a huge advantage. We'll see if he can take advantage of that in his pro debut.
My mom likes it when I say my name. I'm Mauro Ranallo. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bellator 277 as we kick off the prelims tonight here at SAP Center in San Jose, California. We'll kick off the night in the light heavyweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 203.4 pounds. His professional record 1-2. He fights out of Castro Valley, California. Alan Beaston Benson. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 6'2", weighing in 201.5 pounds, making his professional debut. He fights out of Campbell by way of San Jose, California, Theo Hague. In charge of the action, your referee, Mike Beltran.
Stay back, Theo. All right, gentlemen, first round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Hell, stop.
Theo Hague in the red gloves, Alan Benson in the blue, and judging by the response of the crowd, Theo Hague, nice timing of the jab, going for the takedown attempt. A lot of supporters, John, and he has already earned the first takedown of the fight.
Theo Hague has a very good wrestling background. Obviously, if you're training at AKA, that's going to always be worked upon, even to bring it up to more speed. It is what he's going to live and die on as a professional fighter. So right away, got the takedown, is exactly where he wants to be.
Bay Area born and raised. Didn't really start seriously training until he was 21, now 25. And fighting for the first time as a professional. Went 1-0 as an amateur with a submission win. Meanwhile, for Alan Benson, who has to find a way to try to reverse position here, John, his lone victory in Bellator has been, well, flanked by losses, coming off a reverse crescent kick KO against Justin Berry. So he is hoping for better luck this time. Not off to a great start.
Not off to a great start. You know, he's got it. He's half guard, but he's holding on instead of trying to either use that cage to get himself back to his feet. When you're up against it like that, you got to start digging that underhook, getting a hand down, start using that as a balance point. Right now, if he's just going to be underneath Theo Hague, this is going to be a long, nasty round for him.
Interestingly, Hague must have done his homework, because when I asked him about a prediction for this fight, he said spinning back kick. So he must have known that Berry coming off a kick KO loss, but he's getting his kicks right now on the canvas, just controlling Benson, and now Benson giving up his back. The hooks are in, John, and Hague looking for the rear naked choke.
Very nice transition. He forced him into that position, knew exactly the direction that he was going to be going. Now he's starting to sink in that rear naked. Yeah, it's on the jawline, but he's going to be able to make it work. Yep.
Theo Hague, take a bow. Oh, he's going to do better. He's running the cage. A lot of energy still left in Theo Hague. And
Nothing like that first big win, baby.
And in a submission victory, much to the delight. A lot of Theo Hague supporters in attendance early. And the reaction says it all.
Yeah, this is where it started off. Looked for that single leg. Nice job of actually bumping him off the cage with a single leg, dragging that leg out, dropping him to the mat, and then he just systematically worked towards a better position. Finally got him to turn. He was ready for it. When he did, sinks in that arm. First it was on the chin, on the jawline. Nice job of hiding his locking hand, and then he just kept on squeezing till it just popped right into the neck. Nice tap, beautiful submission win, 1-0.
Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
It comes to an end officially. 2 minutes, 8 seconds. Round number 1. The tap by way of a rear naked choke by submission. He starts as an undefeated professional, Theo Hague.
28 years ago today, Scott Coker, president of Bellator MMA, began his tenure as a promoter in the Bay Area with a kickboxing event. In the main event was Javier Mendez, who's now, well, one of the top coaches at AKA and American Kickboxing Academy's Theo Hague just won his professional debut via first-round submission. We are off and running here at the Shark Tank. It's time to say hello to Amanda Guerra at the Fight Desk.
Hey, Mauro, what a good night we have ahead of us. Yes, I'm Amanda Guerra here with two-time world champion Josh Thompson at the Fight Desk. And this is what we have been waiting for the past 8 months, the rematch of the biggest fight in Bellator history. At the end of the night, we will watch AJ McKee go up against Patricio Pitbull again. Josh, what are you most excited to watch unfold in this fight tonight?
I want to see if Patricio can remedy what happened in the first fight. That will speak volumes of what he went back to the drawing board and decided to do to come back in for this fight. Now with AJ, I just want to see if he's going to make the adjustments as a young fighter, knowing that the first fight went exactly how he would love to have went. If it doesn't go that way again tonight, will he be able to withstand mentally how to deal with that? Look, fighters' confidences are key, but it's easy to say, oh, I could do it again. But then to go out there and put pressure on yourself to do it again, he's saying a second-round finish. Got to be very cautious.
Pitbull, by all means, has the fighting IQ. He is the veteran. AJ McKee just turned 27 years old a week ago. He got the $1 million. He got the belt. We'll see what happens tonight. Let's send it back to you, Mauro.
All right, let's get right to the tail of the tape for our second matchup in the featherweight division. Laird Anderson, he's 1-0. He takes on JT Donaldson, who is 4-5.
Laird Anderson is his father is someone I started jiu-jitsu with 30 years ago, 23 years of age to 29, both young fighters. This should be fun.
I'm not old, you're old. There's Michael C. Williams.
Someone lied to you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here at Bellator 277, the prelims roll on. We'll do 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'8", weighing in 144.6 pounds. His professional record, 4-5. He fights out of Livermore, California. Grandma's boy, JT Donaldson. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 5'7", weighing in 145 pounds even. As a professional, he's 1-0. He fights out of right here in San Jose, Laird Anderson. In charge, your referee, Frank Trigg.
Ready? Fight!
Well, and round one, Anderson made his professional and Bellator MMA debut in September 2018, defeating Ricky Abdelaziz via split decision. And while Donaldson may have a sub-500 record, he comes back to Bellator with 2 consecutive wins.
Well, the one thing for you to look at with Laird Anderson is when he did that win, look, this kid grew up on the mats, and his jiu-jitsu is really good. But the stand-up was definitely not there, so he took the time off. Got good with the stand-up, and now watch what he does in that stand-up game. He's comfortable. He's got great technique. You saw him with a lot of the feints.
He just defended the takedown attempt of JT Donaldson. Anderson, a huge anime fan. I know my nephew Massimo, watching back in beautiful British Columbia, introduced me to Baki, the anime about mixed martial artist Baki Hanma. So hopefully Anderson has the heart and fortitude of Baki Hanma here in his second Bellator MMA appearance.
The big difference right now for Anderson is right now he's in this beautiful position. He's got the double unders. He can get the takedown. But even if he doesn't, he's going to feel comfortable on his feet. And that says a lot about your confidence as a fighter.
Tenacious in his pursuit, but yet, like you mentioned, composure. A knee up the middle from the fence delivered by Donaldson, delivering some short knees, trying to disrupt the mindset of Anderson, as Anderson looking to keep Donaldson against the fence, and Donaldson with a swiping elbow strike across the face.
Nice short elbow strike by Donaldson. And Donaldson levels. He's done a great job of staying on his feet right now. He's working hard to make sure this fight does not hit the ground. He's been in there against the very best. Right? Grab the fence there.
Takedown by Anderson immediately on the back of Donaldson. One hook is in.
Very nice job by Donaldson. Remains calm, knows that he's in a position. Oh, that was a beautiful knee up high.
Series of right hands from Anderson.
And did you notice how he laced the arm behind the back to land that, Morrow? Beautiful technique.
Donaldson, lone Bellator MMA appearance against McKee, who headlines Bellator 277 in a rematch against Pitbull. Immediately Anderson takes the back, has the hooks in, and is in dominant position. But Donaldson again able to almost get back up to his feet before going back down to one knee.
He's in trouble. That choke is in.
Rear naked choke attempt to tap, and the second fight. The second rear naked choke submission. Both of them coming in the first round. Is it going to be that kind of preliminary night? Fight fans aren't complaining. That is fantastic finishes.
You know, and you got to give JT Donaldson a lot of credit. He was stopping a lot of things there, but the tide just kept flowing and getting higher. And eventually, that one little mistake when you're getting a little bit more tired, it caught up to him. Watch the knee. Look at that. Look at the face down. That knee lands beautifully, and that was the start of the downfall. That really caught him. Take a look how his arm is laced. Then he gets that. This is the first takedown. This is the one that JT was able to get up from. But this one right here, you saw Anderson get the back, and once he got the back, couple of shots to soften him up, opens the neck up, and here comes the rear naked choke. That is palm-to-palm tight, switches it, make it tighter. Beautiful technique.
Two and Laird Anderson, 23 years of age, training at American Kickboxing Academy. They're off to a great start tonight. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, it comes to an end officially. 2 minutes, 44 seconds into round number one. The tap by way of a rear naked choke. The winner by submission, Laird Anderson.
Laird Anderson and JT Donaldson exchanging pleasantries, and Amanda, 2 fights, 2 rear naked choke wins. What are the odds on making it 3 in a row tonight?
Pretty sure about that, Morrow, but let's talk about what we have coming up tonight. Maybe we'll see one of those submissions. They have been fantastic so far. All right, here is the fight card tonight. We are inching closer to the biggest event of the year. AJ McKee, Patricio Pitbull 2. But there is not just one, but 2 title fights on the line tonight. At the conclusion, the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Grand Prix, the 2 best light heavyweight fighters in the world going at it. We have the champion, Vadim Nemkov, and Corey Anderson. Josh, let's talk about this fight. We are so excited about this. I can't believe we have 2 incredible fights tonight. Actually, the whole card is great. In this one in particular, though, what are the advantages that each fighter has?
So Corey Anderson, I would say the wrestling and definitely the cardio. One thing he prides himself on is pushing the pace, getting in there and grinding on fighters. That grinding mentality that most wrestlers have. That's where I'd say that he has the advantage. But with Nemkov, he's going to pick and choose his shots. He's got to be very patient, make sure he doesn't overextend himself. Okay, and he's got to make sure that he's touching on the chin and utilizing those leg kicks to try to slow Corey Anderson down.
How do you stop the takedown of Corey Anderson?
Well, Nemkov's got the ability to stuff the takedowns, but he's got to be careful when they come back up that Corey Anderson, what I meant was Corey Anderson's got to be careful, because when they come back up on the body locks, Nemkov is very dangerous from those inside leg trips and those body lock takedowns. So it's not just one direction for the wrestling department. They're going to kind of nullify each other, but that straight up folk style, collegiate style wrestling is going to go to Corey Anderson.
It's going to be a fun one to watch. Morrow, prelims have been incredible so far. Let's send it back down to you.
They have been lightning fast. Let's see what these 2 featherweights have in store for us. Socrates Hernandez out of San Jose. He's about to meet Rogelio Luna in an all-Golden State affair.
Yeah, pro debut for Luna, 0-1 for Socrates, but we watched that loss, and it was a great fight against Bobby Saronio, so expect good things out of Mr. Hernandez.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight here in San Jose, California, the prelims continue. We'll stay right here in the featherweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'9", he weighed in 145 pounds even. Tonight, he makes his professional debut fighting out of Richmond, California, Rogelio Luna. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'11", weighing in 145.4 pounds. As a professional early on, he stands at 0-1, fighting out of San Jose, presenting Socrates Hernandez. In charge, your referee, Blake Bryce.
Hernandez 0-1 in Bellator, while Luna is making his professional debut. 3 5-minute rounds at 145.
You ready? Ready? Fight!
Sharp jab, and boy, they come out throwing with bad intentions, and Hernandez getting the better of the exchange, although Luna willing to step into the so-called danger zone as well. Fast start here, John.
Yeah, but he's dropping his hand and his chin is out there, so he needs to take his time. When he throws those kicks, make sure that you're at a distance, cannot counter.
And already early, Socrates Hernandez mixing up his attack, John, diversifying, but Luna rips a nice shot to the body, and he is proving to be as game as they come here in his professional debut.
This is what I was talking about when we watched Socrates the first time. He and Bobby Saronio put on a show.
Well, he and Luna looking to do the same and already doing the same. You know, we talked about it earlier. It's the 37th anniversary of Hagler versus Hearns, and not to say that they are by any means of the stature, but boy, they're doing a pretty good impression so far.
They're absolutely getting after it, man. This is awesome right now. Drops
incredible.
And you got to figure for Luna, being this is his pro debut.
Oh,
adrenaline.
Amazing exchanges. Both of them catching the other.
Luna being very aggressive right now, going after him. Needs to settle down just a little bit. Pick your shots.
Right hand to the body. Nice jab popping. Socrates Hernandez's head back. It is fistic fireworks, the order of this fight. And we are just getting started. Nice 1-2 again. But it's Hernandez who catches him with a sweeping right. But John, they are toe-to-toe. Knee up the middle by Hernandez. And Luna responds in kind, but it's Hernandez that's been doing a better job of mixing up his attack, utilizing all of his weapons.
Absolutely right. This is the second time that Luna has lost that mouthpiece, meaning that mouthpiece is not
your mouth, sir.
Well put together. Take a look at those strikes right there. Luna landing at a 47% clip, 39 for Hernandez. I think the big difference, nice.
Wow, Luna just going to the body, swinging wildly, just biting down on his mouthpiece. And here comes Hernandez, just tremendous stuff. Back and forth, and Luna can take a shot.
Luna is wearing a crimson mask right now. His nose bleeding.
Sharp jab by Hernandez.
That mouthpiece keeps on popping out. Beautiful shot.
Wow, both of them. But it's Hernandez who throws in combination.
Also, he's throwing from different angles. Look at what he's throwing. Straight shots. He's coming with the uppercuts, hooks.
Overhand right uppercut. Right hand by Hernandez. 1-2. Defense be damned. Under 2 minutes left in the first round. And it is a thriller.
Guys are just going after it. Socrates reminded me of the pace of a Nate Diaz. He just keeps throwing. Beautiful.
Right hand over the top by Luna. Sharp jab splits the guard. Can they maintain this pace? It is featherweight, 145 pounds. The featherweights are center stage in our main event tonight between McKee and Patricio Pitbull, but Hernandez and Luna are looking to steal the show early, John.
And Hernandez hit him right along the neckline. That was solid. If he just takes that and brings it a little bit, 4 inches or so forward, it's going to land right on the jaw.
And here comes Rogelio Luna. And Socrates Hernandez keeping him at bay. The crowd becoming electric here. Those in attendance early.
All you can say we're watching these guys right now is thank you.
Under a minute left in the first round. We reminded you of the 37th anniversary of 8 Minutes of Fury. Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus Thomas Hitman Hearns. That was arguably the greatest round in boxing history. With 39 seconds left, this is definitely a candidate for one of the greatest first rounds in Bellator MMA history.
Those guys got a break after 3 minutes. These guys are still throwing after 4.5. Going after it.
Blood and guts fully on display. Socrates Hernandez, Rogelio Luna, mano a mano, as we end this incredible opening 5 minutes of action. Wow! Mamma mia, indeed, John. 5 minutes of hell.
5 minutes of non-stop action. I'm looking at Luna going, man, as a pro debut, he's going to end up having an adrenaline dump. He's going so hard. He did not. He just kept throwing. Socrates Hernandez throwing back. Unbelievable. Watch some of these shots. Beautiful jab right there by Socrates. Lands left hand, misses with the right. But Luna came back in this round too. Nice straight right hand. And there was the uppercut. Socrates had more angles, but Luna was landing some of these at the right at the end. Straight shots down the middle. Nice shot. Beautiful left hand again. Neither guy given an inch. Both of them going after it. That was fun.
Never have truer words been spoken than when Rogelio Luna told us, I'm going to give you your money's worth. You will leave entertained. He's done all of that and more, despite being on the receiving end of a relentless assault by Socrates Hernandez, and of course Luna landing his fair share of shots.
Oh, absolutely.
You have the unofficial scorecard. How was it?
I was enjoying it too much. I'm going even if they both let it. Luna might have taken that. That was a great round.
Southpaw, Luna walking down Hernandez. Let's go the 1-2. Back to orthodox, and of course in MMA you see them swimming to orthodox and southpaw because of the threat of the takedowns and all other aspects of the sport, John.
Also, a lot of them, their wrestling background, a lot of them, they will shoot with their strong leg forward.
Luna unloading on Hernandez. And finally some head movement from Socrates Hernandez. But not there, the three-punch combination, punctuated by the right and a left by Luna.
That hurt him bad.
And Hernandez continues to come forward, but it's Luna putting on the pressure and putting on the pain.
Luna has got a gas tank because he is just throwing shots. Blood squirting out of his nose. He doesn't care. Can't breathe out of it. Breathing out of his mouth. Heavy shots.
30 years of age in his professional debut as a mixed martial artist. And he continues to unload on Socrates Hernandez, who has definitely been hurt in this round, and it has muted his offense a bit.
Absolutely. When he landed that shot, take a look at his offensive progression has really slowed down. He's taking a lot of body shots now. Those are all adding up.
Man, last Saturday on Showtime Championship Boxing, we had a bona fide fight of the year candidate between Sebastian Fundora and Erickson Lubin. And here tonight, an MMA fight of the year candidate breaking out with Rogelio Luna, unloading on Hernandez. How in the hell is Hernandez still standing?
I'll tell you what, the kid has got a chin, but he is hurt.
And how can Luna maintain this output? He is throwing everything with bad intentions.
Luna's had been training at 10,000 feet. It's amazing. Just threw a beautiful knee. This guy has got a gas tank.
Yeah, and he doesn't care about gas prices here in California because he is pedal to the metal, John. Unbelievable action.
This is a good thing for Socrates, this clinch. Let him get his senses back. Slow this pace down.
Knee on the exit by Luna, and again he goes on the attack, targeting the head of Socrates Hernandez.
Big body shot by Luna. Socrates could not take many more of those.
My God.
Yeah.
Right hand, left, right, and Luna continues to score. Now it's Hernandez going behind. Waist lock by Hernandez, trying to thwart the assault of Luna. Fatigue, pain, suffering, but the guts and the heart of both of these warriors fully on display. Hernandez desperately trying to take Luna down.
Oh, he's definitely trying to take the back. Luna had his chance to actually spin inside of that. He missed it. And he's keep working. Now he's free of it.
And Luna again teeing off on Hernandez, backing him up with body shots. Massive blows upstairs. Hernandez coming back, but he just doesn't have the same steam, and yet he takes Luna down.
Oh, look at this!
Socrates Hernandez!
He needs it working under the chin. He's got a chance.
Easter weekend! Socrates Hernandez looking to come back!
He's got to move the position, get himself centered on that back.
Looking to resurrect his fortunes in this fight. Under a minute left.
Nice job by Luna to stay calm in that position. Never panic. He's got a baseball grip on that arm. He's trying to hold on to that right arm. He just let go of it.
And again, Hernandez looking for that rear naked choke. Looking to spoil what has thus far been an electrifying professional debut for Rogelio Luna.
He's got it on the jawline. There's a lot of pressure on that jaw, but the choke won't work. It's more of a pain situation at that point.
In just his professional debut, Rogelio Luna has had to overcome almost everything you can expect in a mixed martial arts fight. quite incredible.
You were talking about 8 minutes. We now have had 10.
Hey, you both got mouthpieces out. Mouthpiece.
Don't allow no more takedowns, okay? Do not allow no more takedowns. Keep the fight standing.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Stop. Your ground game, you got it.
Watch the body shot. That was a solid one by Luna. You can see Hernandez kind of leaning to that side. Luna was eating Hernandez up on the feet. Look at the way that you could see on the face of Socrates. That hurt him. He's taking big shots. That hurt him. You saw him get frozen there for a second. All of these were adding up, and he finally works and gets the takedown. Changes the round. I don't know if it was enough with the judges to get it, but the takedown right here at least put him back in the fight, had him in positions where he could possibly end it. Didn't work for him, but what a fight. 10 minutes so far of unbelievable action.
In between rounds, Big John McCarthy took off his headset and said, Luna's not even breathing hard, man. It's incredible, the pace, the output, and the adversity that he's already had to endure. And what about Socrates Hernandez? The turnaround following the takedown in the second round.
Unbelievable. You talk about, he was in trouble throughout that round and just had the mental fortitude to work, get that takedown, got the back, but wasn't able to finish.
And they continue unabated.
Socrates Hernandez definitely should be looking towards that takedown. He had an advantage on the ground. Go back to your advantage. You're a tough guy. Don't stand with a guy that wants to stand and bang.
He just got staggered again by this merciless offensive onslaught of Rogelio Luna. Doubling up. Total strikes landed 2-1 now in favor of Luna. Shining bright in his professional MMA debut. And he is attacking Hernandez's body like it's filled with candy, John. It's incredible.
He is absolutely just eating him off the body. But here
comes Hernandez.
Here comes Hernandez. This is where he wants to be. That ground game, he showed he had an advantage. Let's see if he can stick to his back. Luna needs to keep turning. Good job of course, himself back centered up.
Perspiration now in the blood. Everything becomes a factor when trying to maintain a grip. And Luna creating distance, mid-range, right cross. He continues to just batter the body and the head of Socrates Hernandez. Hernandez coming forward like an extra from The Walking Dead, and yet he continues to try to fight. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this in MMA, John.
Socrates Hernandez is just, he will not stop. He will not give in, but Luna is just lighting him up. There goes the mouthpiece again. Every time Luna hits him to the body, you know it's stopping the breathing of Socrates.
And Hernandez doing what is necessary to slow the pace, trying to gain those ever-important breaths, but Luna's back up to his feet.
Luna needs to keep this on the feet. He obviously is in a position on the feet to win this fight, but if it gets to the ground, you know that Socrates has already shown he's the better man down there.
It's incredible that Socrates Hernandez has his wits about. Oh, he may not for long as Luna turns the tables, stapling Hernandez with shots.
Boy, he is just pounding his body. He is sledgehammering that.
And yet Hernandez level change, looking for another takedown. Whatever fumes are left in his tank, he wants to use them to take Luna down. And it stopped the pain, John.
Don't blame him.
And he does it.
It's the takedown.
Incredible heart, fortitude, desire.
Luna's breathing now.
Yes, under 2 minutes left.
Back to his feet.
And he unloads the right hand. Hernandez backing up, struggling to take breaths against the fence. Left hook, right hand, another left hook to the head, another right uppercut. The referee looking on intently, knowing how many times Hernandez has come back in this fight already.
We Socrates Hernandez loses this fight, he will be the toughest 0-2 fighter in the world. This guy is unbelievable. And he's talking to his corner.
Another body shot. Right uppercut, left hook combination. Mike Tyson would be proud of Rogelio Luna's output, but how about Socrates Hernandez getting stapled to the face and not going down, instead having the brains and intelligence and the wherewithal to still go for a takedown, John. It's simply incredible, brother.
He has been absolutely unbelievable, but he has taken big shots, and you can see Blake Grice, the referee, is starting to look at, I'm not going to let you take him anymore. His hands are, he's having a hard time getting his hands in place to defend right now.
Both of these warriors going out on their proverbial shields. 30 seconds left. Socrates Hernandez in just his second professional fight. Rogelio Luna making his professional debut. And it is mercifully over for Socrates Hernandez. But mamma mia, what a momentous professional debut for Rogelio Luna. And just like Hagler Hearns, it ends in the third round. Now, granted, it was scheduled for 3 rounds. You know what I'm doing here, brother, and this is worth it.
Oh, my God, this was unbelievable. Socrates Hernandez just eating those body shots, trying to hold on, looking for the takedown at any chance he can get it. But Luna was just non-stop throwing shots, elbows, punches, knees. He was just a machine. Eventually, you saw that Socrates was having a hard time even seeing where the shots were coming from. Here comes the finish. Watch the shots. Elbow. You see him bring the hands up. He's taking big elbows there. Blake Grice, the referee, has seen enough. He brings an end to one of the most unbelievable 3-round fights. Unbelievable.
And speaking of unbelievable, talk about the DNA, the fighting DNA of Socrates Hernandez.
I said it. This kid is the toughest 0-2 fighter in the sport of MMA. He has got no quit. He fights till his heart's gone. He's unbelievable. And he's just fought 2 guys that are just unbelievably tough.
There's fights every weekend, John. Many, many, many events around the world, and yet let's not take away from what we just witnessed here. This was a special exhibition of violence. Let's go to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, it comes to an end at 4 minutes, 48 seconds into round number 3. Referee Blake Grice waves off the contest due to strikes. The winner by TKO, Rogelio Luna.
Rogelio Luna's just authored one of the most memorable professional debuts in MMA history. And full value to Socrates Hernandez for his fighting hard. So Luna and his fan base over the moon following that incredible fighting display. And speaking of featherweights, well, the main event's going to have to try to top that, and they have the potential to do so. Will it be reaffirmation or redemption? McKee versus Pitbull 2. The top dog is Patricio Pitbull, the champion, undefeated AJ McKee, who will be able to claim themselves the greatest featherweight.
Oh my God!
All those guys think they can beat me, but always they fall.
What a right hand! A walk-off KO!
Come, I'm ready for you. Don't take it personal, Pitbull, but I got a leash and a kennel waiting for you.
The mercenary claims another victim. Let's go! McKee! AJ McKee has made history!
The first one, it was just go in there, do your job, secure the belt. And now I want to make sure he never wants to step in the cage with me again.
So coming up later tonight, main event of Bellator 277. A.J. McKee, newly minted featherweight champion. And he made that $1 million dream come true. But Patricio Pitbull, we talk about it. The one stat that boys well for him is he's 5-0 in rematches. Let's go to the tail of the tape for this matchup between flyweights Edwin de los Santos and Alberto Mendez.
Well, we just had one that was an 0-1 in a pro debut. We got a 1-0 in a pro debut, and this is half the fight. We are in for a treat.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
For all those joining us tonight live on YouTube at Bellator MMA and Showtime Sports, we welcome you inside the Shark Tank SAP Center in San Jose. The prelims continue now as we go to the flyweight division set. For 3 5-minute rounds, introducing the blue corner. At 5'5", weighing in 124.5 pounds. As a professional, he has won no contest. He fights out of Fairfield, California, Alberto Mendez. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'5", weighing in 124.8 pounds. As a professional, he's 1-0. He's fighting out of San Jose, California, Edwin de los Santos. In charge, your referee, Mike Beltran.
Edwin de los Santos, 1-0 with 1 knockout. Alberto Mendez.
First round.
No contest in his pro debut.
Let's go.
De los Santos made his Bellator debut September of last year. Bellator 266 defeated John Adams via first round TKO. But still feels he has obviously a lot more to improve upon, just getting his feet wet as a professional fighter. But it's always good, John, like you say, get that first one out of the way. And he didn't have to do it quite the way we saw Rogelio Luna just do it in his Fight of the Year candidate.
Unbelievable. I'm still in shock on that last fight.
Southpaw, de los Santos, Mendez.
That was a beautiful straight right hand down the pipe by Mendez.
And he comes back with another right hand for resetting the side of the cage. Head kick by de los Santos. Again, the flyweights, 125 pounds of fury and speed. And there's some quick hand speed on the combination from Mendez. De los Santos just out of range for that right hand. Oh, heavy kick.
That was a nice heavy. It was blocked, but it was still rattled the cage of Mendez. That was a nice high kick by De Los Santos.
De Los Santos feinting, looking to get Mendez to fight. Instead, Mendez goes to the body with a quick right hand. The first 2 minutes have indeed flown by here in this flyweight matchup. De Los Santos.
Oh! That was a big right hand landed by De Los Santos.
But Mendez said, that's fine. Come on, but that one wasn't. The right hand dropping Mendez, and immediately De Los Santos going for the neck, and Mendez escapes.
Mendez escapes, but that was because De Los Santos tried to set him up for that high kick as he released it.
Midway through the round, body kick by De Los Santos. Mendez coming forward, hands down. Has to be careful. He's been rocked a couple of times by De Los Santos.
Mendez needs to be very careful, not only of that right hand, but that kick. De Los Santos keeps on setting him up for that high kick. He needs to be wary that it's coming.
Body kick by De Los Santos from the southpaw stance. Mendez trying to get on track. Under 2 minutes left in the first.
Every time you see De Los Santos turn into that southpaw, there goes
right hand.
That right hand, lead hand then comes over the top, and he likes to bring that left leg up high to the head.
Meanwhile, Mendez coming in a straight line needs to utilize angles. Coming forward, feinting, instead eats the right hand again, the lead right, and there's the teeth and the inside calf kick by De Los Santos. So De Los Santos quick to pull the trigger and the more effective striker here in the first frame.
Yeah, and one of the things you were talking about angles is Mendez was taking angles in the beginning, and you look at him, he's very linear right now. Look how he's coming straight forward, and that is why De Los Santos is taking over.
And maybe part of the reason is he's tasted those kicks as well, and it's taken some of the steam out of him. Final minute of the opening round. Oh, right hand lands for Mendez, right uppercut. And De Los Santos now feeling what Mendez has to offer. Final 30 seconds of the opening round. Good start for Edwin De Los Santos. Oh, that spinning back elbow. Almost kind of like what we saw Sergio Pettis with Yagshimuradov, because it was on a strike that missed, and there it is on purpose this time. And the right hand. But he's got to be careful, John.
Yeah, well, we've got a guy in Bolanos who has thrown that exact elbow. He'll be coming up later. But very effective shot if you can catch your opponent.
Spinning back kick, so Edwin De Los Santos showcasing many different looks in the opening 5 minutes. How do you have it on that unofficial scorecard of yours?
Unofficially, I got Edwin De Los Santos up 10-9 right now. That was a nice clean round for him. I thought Mendez came out, was looking good, got hit with some shots. The round started to change over, and De Los Santos ended up with it.
You're loading up on the shot. So
Coming up later tonight, it is Bellator 277 here at the Shark Tank, and a blockbuster event, double main event championship doubleheader. AJ McKee against Patricio Pitbull, the sequel. Pitbull looking to avenge the loss in the final of the Featherweight World Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Vadim Nemkov, Corey Anderson clash for $1 million and the light heavyweight title. Aaron Pico hopes to keep his winning streak alive. And top 10 heavyweights also in action as number 4, Linton Vassell, faces number 5, Tim Johnson. That's all coming up later tonight on Showtime. Right now, it's time for round number 2 between Edwin De Los Santos and Alberto Mendez. Right away, and there, the waist lock, the takedown. Much better start for Mendez here in round 2. Lands a left hand, but Edwin De Los Santos breaks free.
There's a lot of energy burned right there by Alberto Mendez trying to get those takedowns.
1-2 connects for De Los Santos. By De Los Santos as Mendez was launching a right uppercut.
De Los Santos has consistently been able to land that right hand, whether he's been in the orthodox or southpaw stance. I think that out of the southpaw stance, he's actually given Mendez more problems. Mendez does not like that stance. Looking a little Lyoto Machida-like.
Karate stance. Patricio Pitbull also has karate-centric stance at times. There's a lead right hand. Changes levels, defended by Mendez. Struggle along the cage for position.
Nice
and
job.
a takedown by Mendez.
Nice
into
job.
side control. Scramble.
See that underhook? That underhook's going to be what's going to get Edwin back to his feet. Now he decides to go into a guard. Have the ability, if you just keep on scrambling, use that underhook. Looking for the arm.
Santos looking for the submission. Escape by Mendez. Mendez delivers a body kick as they get back to their feet. Under 3 minutes left here in the second round. Much better frame thus far for Alberto Mendez. Long-range right hand from De Los Santos before he switches to southpaw.
Notice now, when he goes to that southpaw stance, Mendez starts backing up. Now that he's in the orthodox, watch Mendez. Starts coming forward. That southpaw stance is giving Mendez problems. And if you're Edwin, you want to go back, giving him something that he doesn't like, go back to that southpaw stance.
Jab by Mendez. Walking down De Los Santos here in the second. De Los Santos on his back foot. Looking for a counter, instead launches that right hand again. And goes back to southpaw. And it continues to be the money punch for De Los Santos, that lead overhand right.
Boy, he keeps on throwing it. Goes back to the well a lot. Look at the eyes of Edwin De Los Santos, man. Wide open, looking up, down, all over. He is into this fight right now.
Meanwhile, Mendez continues to march forward in a straight line, pumps the jab, has had some success with striking, and now they open up.
Getting a little more wild. That was a nice inside leg kick by Mendez.
There's a level change. Takedown attempt by De Los Santos. Well defended by Mendez.
But at least in doing it, it makes Mendez think that, oh, he will look to take me down, instead of it being, hey, I don't even have to worry about it. I can just be comfortable with my stand-up. So that's a good thing for De Los Santos to do.
Final 45 seconds of the second. Lead right again. The jab from the southpaw stance for De Los Santos. Mendez catches the kick momentarily, backs De Los Santos out. Final 30 seconds of the second stance. Flyweight action. Edwin De Los Santos 1-0 with a knockout, going for the single leg. And Alberto Mendez in his Bellator MMA debut.
Body, let's go, boy! Again! Finish strong! Touch him!
Nice right hand again by De Los Santos to close the round.
Okay? That was a close round. Deep breath. Which kick? Okay, then stay standard.
Debes trabajar, ¿ok? Trabájalo. No, come on. No, you're not. Not tired. Yeah, good deal. Trabájalo, ¿ok? No te metas tanto, si no.
All right, gentlemen, third and final round. Ready to fight? Hell, let's go.
Third and final round. How do you have it going into the final 5 minutes, John?
I'll tell you, that last round was close. I can see the judges going either way. I do think that overall, Edwin De Los Santos is probably the guy leading the fight, but both guys
leading with the right hand, that's for sure.
Both guys should look at it. I need this round.
Mendez starting with a sense of urgency, as one would expect, but needs to ratchet up the offense, moving forward. Jab kick by De Los Santos. Nice 1-2 down the middle from orthodox stance, and De Los Santos keeps moving back and forth, switching stances, and there's a clubbing right hand right behind the ear of Mendez.
Yeah, again, that right hand, that overhand right.
And another one.
Just finds the mark.
So the impetus is on Mendez to try to make an adjustment to avoid that, as he just ate a sharp jab that split his guard. And there's a double jab from Mendez. Doesn't follow it up with the right hand. And again, chopping right hand by De Los Santos. This is a recording.
This is a recording. That right hand, no matter what angle he's throwing it from, it's finding its mark. Nice
beautiful right uppercut, right hand by Mendez. There's the jab, so Mendez becoming a little more comfortable with his offense. But that jab, it can set the rhythm, it can break the rhythm. And De Los Santos just broke Mendez's rhythm with that stick.
One thing I'd like to see out of De Los Santos, I would love to see him, instead of, he's throwing 1s and 2s, but never a 3-4. He needs to just stay in that pocket when he's in there, because if you're watching most of the time, Mendez is ducking his head down, covering up, so he's not responding with that counter.
Mendez becoming much more fluid in his striking here in the third and final round. 2 minutes elapsed, overhand right by Mendez. So he's beginning to deliver with combinations, deliver with more regularity. And there, the timing by De Los Santos catches Mendez with that head kick.
Yeah, that's the difference. You are seeing Mendez land some shots here, but power-wise, it's always De Los Santos that's...
He's the eye catcher.
He's the one that's catching the big shots.
There's a sharp jab by Mendez. Has done a good job of sticking it a little more here in the third round, midway through the final frame. Nice leap right with a swimming elbow by Mendez. Creative,
almost a lead uppercut.
Yes, follow. Leg kicks are there. You gotta touch with your hand.
There's a right-left combination by Mendez.
For Mendez, that was a really nice, clean combination he threw.
And De Los Santos definitely, his offensive output has slowed. 2 minutes left in the fight. But now De Los Santos picking his spot, coming forward again with his bread and butter right hand. Superman punch there by De Los Santos. The pace picking up here, John.
Absolutely. Mendez throwing a lot of straight shots, but the power shots overall are coming from De Los Santos. He just has more snap on him.
Snaps the jab. 90 seconds left in the fight. And Mendez just remains right in front of De Los Santos, taking those shots.
That right hand cannot miss by De Los Santos.
Coming up on the final minute of this flyweight fight, Mendez opening up. De Los Santos doing a good job and saying, yeah, you get there. Oh, that one didn't miss.
All those missed except for that one.
So the respective professional MMA journeys are just beginning, and Edwin De Los Santos, Alberto Mendez with 30 seconds left. An honest night's effort, John, for both Mendez and De Los Santos.
Great. Look, both guys have really put it out here, man. They've really thrown hard shots. They've gone after each other. Good technique by Mullen.
Front kick to the face, and German suplex attempt. They were looking to save the best for last as De Los Santos and Mendez go the distance. Will De Los Santos improve to 2-0? Will Alberto Mendez register his first victory as a pro? How do you see it, John?
I have De Los Santos winning that fight, but it was a great fight by Mendez.
Biggest reason you give it to De Los Santos overall?
You're looking at one thing, more power in his shots.
That right hand, that right is Mike.
Big time. And those kicks. Oh, look at all those high kicks that did land.
And that front kick at the end of the fight, right to the face. Water.
Takedown attempt by De Los Santos, but then look, it comes right away. Boom. Straight up with the kick right to the side of the head. That's what you want to do when that, you're not going to get that takedown. Make him leave with something to remember with. But Mendez came out many times, just throwing clean, crisp, straight shots. Nice kick straight up the middle, splits the guard, gets the back here, tries to go for the suplex. Just not enough left in the tank to get it done.
But you weren't tapping the leg. Every time you tap back, you were letting your hands go, you were getting it. Don't worry about the kick.
Okay, great. All right, coach.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go to your three judges at cage side. Derek Cleary, Ron McCarthy, Rafael Davis, all have it exactly the same, 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Edwin De Los Santos.
Edwin De Los Santos pitches a shutout on the judges' scorecards, improves to 2-0. Alberto Mendez put up a brave fight, but it was not his night. All right, let's go back to Amanda at the fight desk.
Mauro, what a night so far working through these prelims. Let's take a look at the main card we're going to get coming up tonight. If you've been with us, we've already talked about the two main fights, the title fights, but I want to talk about the second fight you're going to see there. Aaron Pico going up against Adley Edwards. Adley Edwards took this fight on less than 2 weeks' notice. He has fought within the past 2 weeks, but Josh, he is going up against a guy in Aaron Pico who has won 5 in a row. The dude is on a roll. We're seeing something new from him every fight. What could we see tonight?
Well, Edwards showing the confidence by taking the fight in less than 5 minutes, you should say. Basically.
Once he got the call, yeah, from Coker.
Got the call, but then really comes down to Aaron Pico. The progressions that we've seen since him joining Jackson Wink has continued to get better every single fight. The submission aspect, the wrestling aspect, and putting his boxing and his wrestling together has been dynamic. I love all the transitions we're seeing from him. I've seen him try to do a step over armbar, losing that position, falling right to an ankle lock. Those are the progressions that I've always dreamt of watching Aaron Pico learn, and now it's there, and he's absolutely looks amazing. I want to see what new things I can see out of him.
Someone called and asked you to fight Aaron Pico in less than 2 weeks' notice. Would you do it?
Hell no.
Exactly.
Hell no.
Mauro, we'll send it back down to you.
All right, Amanda, one of the most anticipated fights of our Bellator 277 prelims. Number 9 ranked welterweight Kyle Crutchmer takes on the highly regarded debuting Michael Lombardo. Here's Michael C. Williams.
For those joining us live in the UK on BBC iPlayer, we welcome you to San Jose, California, as we continue here at the prelims with 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing the blue corner first, at 6 foot, weighing in 170.3 pounds. His professional record, 12 wins, 2 losses, fighting out of Jupiter, Florida, Michael Lombardo. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 170.5 pounds. As a professional, 8 victories, just 1 loss. He fights out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Kyle Crutchmer. And your referee in charge, Blake Price.
Kyle Crutchmer, 4-1 in Bellator. Michael Lombardo actually 1-0 in Bellator, but returning to the Bellator MMA cage for the first time since November 2017. High kick attempted by Crutchmer to begin proceedings.
Lombardo's a very good fighter, good at every range. His wrestling is good, his stand-up is good, his ground game is good. Crutchmer known for his wrestling. His wrestling is outstanding, but his hands have gotten way better. And when he decides to take the fight to the ground, his ground and pound now is becoming nasty.
Crutchmer representing AKA here in San Jose, Michael Lombardo. American top team out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Double jab by Lombardo, picked off by Crutchmer. Crutchmer swings wildly with the left. Crutchmer looks for the takedown.
You can tell Crutchmer is looking for that opportunity to change levels and get into Lombardo. Right here, this is just the battle. This is right. This is the grind that most wrestlers will talk about. Just keep on putting pressure, switch things up, start chain wrestling your techniques together. One technique is not going to get Lombardo to the ground. It's you got to catch him behind. Beautiful quick sweep to get him there.
Crutchmer, two-time All-American at Oklahoma State, coached by the legendary John Smith. Got your Daniel. Oh, immediately Crutchmer going for the submission.
He's going after the neck, but right now he does not have it. But it's a good way to get himself around, take the back of Lombardo. Lombardo's going to try to peek himself out. Good job by Mike Lombardo.
Jab kick by Lombardo, right hand upstairs by Crutchmer.
Just a little bit off on that distance.
Point of the opening round, moved overhand right by Crutchmer. That didn't pose much of a problem to Lombardo, who moves forward with trying to establish the jab, followed up with the right. Tactical affair here in the opening round. Lombardo's return to Bellator MMA, looking to knock off the #9 ranked Kyle Crutchmer.
Lombardo's finding a home for that left hook. Keeps on throwing it. Every time he enters.
Again, Crutchmer using the jab just to set up the level change and securing the takedown along the fence.
This is important for Lombardo to put pressure down on that head, work himself back to his feet, but you can see, take a look at the hands of Crutchmer. Those things are locked in. He's got a gable grip there. It's like, go ahead and stand up. I'm going to bring you right back to the ground. Now he's got the feet. Good job by Lombardo to get his feet out from the legs of Crutchmer. But again, as soon as he does it, Crutchmer goes back to taking the hands, clasping them around the legs, the hip area. This is a big thing with anybody from AKA. You know, they learned a lot of this from Josh Thompson. Started it. Khabib made it freaking unbelievably effective. Let them work their way up, and then just take them down and break them.
Take your fingers out.
Nice job by Crutchmer. Keeps on working that position now that he gets to half guard. Beautiful job.
Final minute of the opening round, and the double wrist lock being employed by Lombardo from the bottom, but Crutchmer on top, trying to defend this double wrist lock attempt by Lombardo.
He's got that arm out, though, and that's a problem for Crutchmer. He might end up, if you see him rolling, you know the pressure on that thing is causing him problems. That's where Lombardo wants to bring that thing closer to the body. If he's going for the Kimura, let go of it.
As the arm triangle choke submission win on his ledger does Lombardo. Crutchmer had his back, and again, Lombardo going for the submission with time running out in the first round.
More speed on the punches, man, and less power. A little more speed. Just touch him. Just touch him. Find your range, touch his gloves, and then start touching him to the body.
Hey, let's not go backwards. Let's stay forward.
Yeah.
Take it if you want to get your feel of that block.
Mike, when you changed your stance, you went backwards, and then you had to come forward. Keep him on that back foot the whole time. He's throwing all power. You know? You see it from a mile away.
You got jabs, man. Please take down, pop up. You understand? But stay going forward. Then back him up. He can't fight going back.
That's a close round, so we got to pick the pressure up in this one, all right? Pick the pressure up in this round, Mike.
Two of the best camps in the sport being represented in this welterweight contest. Kyle Crutchmer out of AKA, Michael Lombardo out of American Top Team. Lombardo getting great advice from on-time MMA vet now, becoming a great coach, King Mo the Wall.
Outstanding coach, great fight mind.
The left hook behind the guard by Crutchmer. Lombardo trying to get Crutchmer to fight. Instead, Crutchmer standing his ground and delivering some power shots.
Lombardo is trying to get Crutchmer on his back foot, just cannot do it. He doesn't have the power that Crutchmer is worried about. Crutchmer is standing his ground. Nice clean jab by Crutchmer.
There again, Crutchmer able to counter Lombardo. Lombardo having difficulty trying to find the range, trying to get to a distance, John, where he can try to apply his craft.
But he keeps on throwing ones, and that's a big problem. He keeps on just throwing one, while Crutchmer's waiting on that one and then throwing a lot of heat behind it. Lombardo's just not comfortable right now in the stand-up as far as feeling good about going forward on Crutchmer. I think he's got to open up with more shots.
Crutchmer wide with the right, looking to counter Lombardo. 2 minutes gone in the second.
Nice three-punch combination because the first two really didn't touch, but the third one does, and that's what throwing combinations will do. You can hear Coach Bob Cook telling Kyle Crutchmer, move forward. Both coaches want their guys to move forward. Crutchmer's the one that can make that happen right now. Lombardo's been trying. He can't do it.
Again, the overhand right from Crutchmer. Lombardo not confident in throwing his jab. There was a calf kick by Lombardo.
A lot of good movement by Mike Lombardo. Good head movement. You see him moving himself in and out, side to side. But right now, there's a power difference where when Lombardo throws, Crutchmer is just waiting for it. He'll even eat it to try to throw his own.
One of Crutchmer's 8 wins has come via knockout. That was against Brandon Wright in September of 2018. And Crutchmer on the hunt. Right hand to the body by Lombardo. Single shots.
Again, single shots, just like what you're seeing. He needs to open those up into more combinations. Notice what Kyle's doing now. Notice the confidence of Kyle Crutchmer and what is happening in this fight. Now he's into the takedown. Nice job by Kyle Crutchmer. Starting to take over here. Pace and pressure is starting to work for him.
Many onlookers thought that Crutchmer should have been given the decision in his lone defeat against Cameron Lachinov at Bellator 249 back in October 2020. But But he's off to a strong start in his professional MMA career and working from top position here after another successful takedown with 45 seconds left in the second jump.
Yeah, you're talking about that fight with Cameron, and that whole thing came down to a three-punch combination when Yagshimuradov dropped his hands down and said, "Hit me." Crutchmer did, and they gave more credit for Yagshimuradov being able to take it. So I think the Kyle Crutchmer should still be undefeated also.
It was the rare night where the nail beat the hammer. 20 seconds left here in the round, and for Kyle Crutchmer,
big elbow.
Elbow there, looking to just neutralize Michael Lombardo, who was trying to not accept his fate, even though we are heading now to the third and final round. Still to come tonight, Bellator 277 championship doubleheader. A rematch between AJ McKee and Patricio Pitbull for the featherweight championship. Vadim Nemkov and Corey Anderson will collide in the $1 million final of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix. Aaron Pico, he welcomes Adley Edwards to Bellator MMA. Pico is on a hot streak, and Linton Vassell, Tim Johnson, both looking to move up in the heavyweight division rankings. And then tomorrow night, I'll be at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas with Showtime Championship Boxing crew. And it all begins 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, a special Showtime Championship Boxing event. And then live on pay-per-view, the welterweight title unification fight between the undefeated Errol Spence Jr. and your Denis Ugas. It is a banner weekend for combat sports coverage on Showtime.
Ready? Round three, sir. Fight.
Third and final round. Lombardo comes out more aggressively, as you would expect. And Crutchmer avoiding the attack, stepping out of range, going down low with the kick, and Lombardo trying to establish the jab, unsuccessful.
Well, at least he's moving forward now. Take a look, and he's throwing more combinations, not just more combinations. Obviously, his coaches, Mo Law, out there telling him, you need to move forward, you need to throw combinations. I need to see more out of you. Your output is not enough, and that's what he's trying to do right here.
Crutchmer looking for another takedown. Been successful in that department throughout the fight. Lombardo with a wide base trying to stymie the attempt and empty the tank of Crutchmer, but Crutchmer, John, swallows up the legs.
Look, Lombardo's a good wrestler, but he's not going to match up in the wrestling pedigree of a Kyle Crutchmer, and Crutchmer's wrestling has transferred over into MMA. He takes good shots. He uses the body locks now. He'll go to the legs. He'll go up and down. He's got it worked out with when he can go for the shots and what he wants to do in getting someone to the ground.
Crutchmer told us coming into this fight that each and every fight he gets more relaxed, and we've seen that effort here tonight. No wasted energy, no kind of dictating the terms of the fight.
You know, exactly. He has been in control of this fight throughout. You can take a look at the first round. Maybe he had some parts where he had some problems, especially with that, as you would say, a double wrist lock. I would say a Kimura. But it's, I know. But you could take a look. That was really where Lombardo kind of shined. Other than that, Kyle Crutchmer's been the guy that's in control of this fight.
And there's Crutchmer with the single and looking again to take Lombardo off his feet. Lombardo putting his weight now on Crutchmer, with Crutchmer trying to just ride this fight out by controlling.
He's got it. He's going to go for some.
Him up.
He's going for some air miles like you are there, man.
I guess his tribute to, we have Frank Trigg as a referee tonight. He remembers being taken for a ride from Matt Hughes. And here we have Crutchmer doing the same to Lombardo and Crutchmer, ever the showman, knowing he needs to, you know, entertain while doing his job here in front of the hometown faithful. Of course, he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, but training here in San Jose at AKA with 2 minutes left in the fight.
Lombardo needs to figure out something to do and figure it out pretty fast because Crutchmer is taking over, and on the ground he's going to have a hard time. Crutchmer showed that he was able to pass guard on this. He needs to watch his arms, not get caught back in that double wrist lock situation, but nice elevator hook.
Yeah, elevator sweep out there by Lombardo.
Put him right. Crutchmer right now, he needs to pass that leg. He was into half guard, allows Lombardo to use that hook. Lombardo's doing a good job of, you know, at least being active from his back. He's not just settling and
not taking a lot of damage.
No,
being controlled, but
that's the whole point.
Yeah.
The whole point is he's not just settling in and saying, okay, I'm going to put you in guard and allow
In fact, he's the one who keeps fishing for this.
Yes.
I'll give it to you, Kimura attempt.
There you go. He's got it again. The problem is he doesn't have his legs in a position to create enough where he's able to get that past. Nice job by Crutchmer. You'll see Crutchmer maybe even grab hold of his own shorts. He can do that.
Coming up on the final 45 seconds of this fight, Kyle Crutchmer's wrestling pedigree helping to pay dividends here tonight.
No doubt about it. It's been the difference in this fight. And Lombardo can wrestle. He just can't wrestle at the level that Kyle Crutchmer can.
Crutchmer neutralizing the right arm.
Beautiful job.
Looking for that
passing.
Still in the half guard, but he is content, John, to ride it out here from top position. Looking to improve to 5-1 here in Bellator MMA and spoil the return of Michael Lombardo, who came in with a lot of momentum. A lot of people were looking forward to this fight, and unfortunately for Michael Lombardo, Kyle Crutchmer's wrestling was not much better. Time for the official decision. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go now to your three judges at cage side. Your first judge, Elliot Kelly, scores the fight 29-28, while judges Michael Gingona and Michael Bell both see it the same, 30-27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Kyle
Kyle Crutchmer, victorious via unanimous decision. He improves to 9-1 overall, 5 5-1 in the Bellator MMA welterweight division. Let's get it back up to Amanda at the fight desk.
Mauro, thank you so much. What a night so far. We want to talk about the next fight we're going to see here in the prelims. We have a local fan favorite in Gaston Bolanos going up against Daniel Carey. And this is our first rematch of the night. The last time we saw these two, Carey got the better of him. Josh, what changes can you expect to see from each of these guys tonight?
Well, Gaston, what he's done is he's went back to the drawing board, started trying to reinvent himself on the ground is what he needs to work on. And he knew that going into that fight, but he thought because the confidence was coming in key, he thought he'd be able to stuff the takedowns and avoid the submission, which in reality that's not what happened. So I think now he's actually spent the time trying to work and improve on his grappling, and if he can stuff 1 or 2 takedowns to frustrate Carey, I think he's got a good chance of getting that knockout.
It has already been loud here tonight. We can expect the fans to be excited to see him. Mauro, we'll send it back down to you.
Thank you very much, Amanda, and we do get set for more action here at the Bellator 277 prelims as we go to the tail of the tape for this matchup at featherweight between Gaston Bolanos and Daniel Carey. It's a rematch.
Gaston Bolanos has an incredible stand-up game, while Daniel Carey is a submission master. That 70.5 can be a big thing if Bolanos can keep it on his feet.
All right, with the official introductions, here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here at the Bellator 277 prelims, we'll go back to the featherweight division, set now for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'7", weighing in 144.8 pounds. His professional record, 7 wins, 5 losses. Fighting out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. By way of Oakland, California, Daniel "Scary" Carey. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'7", weighing in 144.4 pounds. As a professional, he brings 5 victories, 3 defeats from Dublin, California, by way of Lima, Peru. Introducing Gaston Dream Killer Bolanos. In charge, your referee Mike Beltran.
So Bolanos looking to avenge technical submission guillotine choke loss to Daniel Carey. Bellator 226, September 2019. Carey put him to sleep that night, Big John.
Boy, he did. Bolanos is going to definitely be in the position. He wants to keep this on the feet. He knows that Carey is dangerous on the ground. He knows that he has the ability to put Carey to sleep with one of those limbs that he has.
And Carey, known as Scary, well, he was on the receiving end of a scary knockout loss against Aaron Pico in his last fight. Pico will face Adley Edwards as part of the main card coverage coming up on Showtime. For Bolanos, he is in the midst of his first 2-fight losing streak, so plenty at stake here. A very important matchup for these 2 featherweights. For Gaston Bolanos' 9th fight as a pro, all in the Bellator MMA cage, where he's 5-3, all 5 wins via form of knockout for Daniel Carey.
Well, they're both coming in off of two losses. And you talked about Aaron Pico's knockout of Daniel Carey. Then he had one against Ramirez, if you recall. That was a big, scary knockout, too. So both guys saying, this is a super important fight. I need to come back and show exactly why Bellator wants to use me again.
High head kick just misses for Bolanos.
Beautiful footwork by Bolanos. Notice that lateral movement. Keeps Carey. As Carey tries to close that distance, he makes it to where he has to change direction. That change of direction makes it to where he cannot get a hold of Bolanos. happy with what they're seeing as far as, not a ton of action. If you're Bolanos, this is going exactly like you want it to. You're in control of the distance of the fight, that range. You're keeping him on the outside. You're seeing everything as far as if he's going to have those takedown attempts, and you just want to touch him. Just keep touching him, and eventually they'll start adding up. If you're Carey, you're looking at this, it's a little bit out of your realm. You're trying to come at him with big shots, trying to close that distance quick. You're just never able to get close enough.
Both of them delivering kicks, and another calf kick there by Bolanos. Bolanos closing the distance. And that combination culminates with a kick under the armpit. Well, you can understand Daniel Carey, as you mentioned, back-to-back knockout losses. He's going to be a little tentative. He's going to want to make sure that he knows exactly the route that he wants to take. And against a guy like Bolanos, as I just mentioned, all 5 wins via knockout. So this will be a little gun-shy in the early going.
Although he has a win against Bolanos, which was a fantastic submission win, he knows that Bolanos is probably the most dangerous stand-up fighter he's ever fought. And so he's got to take his time. He's got to be careful.
Big right hand lands for Bolanos, and there Carey moving forward the right. Another low kick to the outside by Bolanos. A minute left in the opening round. Very much a tactical effort. Bolanos continues to target the lead leg of Carey.
You can see it starting to mark up there. You see that red in the leg. He's starting to eat it on that lead leg. So we'll see if Bolanos just keeps on going back.
Carey rushing forward. Bolanos testing the waters again with that high kick. Goes downstairs. That kick checked by Carey. 30 seconds left in the first round. The kicking of Gaston Bolanos. The attack of Carey. And every time Carey enters that danger zone, as you like to call it, Bolanos is ready. There's a front kick to the face that got Carey.
Bolanos, that leg is really starting to give Carey a problem.
He's chopping away at it. Strong start for Gaston Bolanos. Carey walked into the right hand. He's rattled. He's down. Bolanos looking to finish before the end of the round. Buzzer beating KO from Gaston Bolanos. He is 6-3. All 6 wins via form of knockout and revenge achieved.
That was definitely, this is what I was talking about at the beginning when I said, look, he's got to take his time. This is the way he needs this to go. It was a beautiful job throughout the round. Watch the kick come right up the middle, and it catches Daniel Carey right on the jawline. Watch where it hits him. Bip, right on that jawline. You see his eyes kind of go back a little bit. He's a little stunned. He's trying to catch the view of Gaston, and then that beautiful right hand really starts to sink him. Gets hit with that shot. Bolanos just going after him. You can see him go out. He folds back. Watch this shot right there. That one right there, out.
And Gaston Bolanos corner, CSA Combat Sports Academy, Kieran Fitzgibbons and company celebrating the fact Bolanos' first 2-fight losing streak is history. He avenges the loss to Daniel Carey, the dream killer, living the dream here tonight.
That's a big win for him, man. You got to be very happy for him.
You think? Look at the reaction here, John. Overcome with emotion, and
he could not have fought a more perfect fight for him. That was just a beautiful exhibition of a stand-up fighter using footwork to keep himself where he wanted to be.
Heady praise from Big John McCarthy. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Mike Beltran steps in, waves off the contest due to strikes. Official time, 4 minutes, 59 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, Gaston Green Killer Bolanos.
He may have just put his hat on, but hats off to Gaston Bolanos for an impressive victory, snapping a 2-fight losing streak and sending Daniel Carey to his 3rd straight knockout loss. And coming up later tonight as part of our championship doubleheader for Bellator 277, it is the $1 million final of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix. The gauntlet for glory begins here in the first of our light heavyweight World Grand Prix quarterfinal contests. Jab lands again. This time he drops Davis. Nemkov pouncing on Phil Davis.
And still, Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov.
Anderson is riding Yagshimuradov, dropping those nasty elbows. Yagshimuradov being warned by the referee. And Corey Anderson advances to the semifinals.
Ground and pound!
Semifinals are underway. This is what we meant when you said you can't stay down there. That's it. Nemkov opening up, and Klitschko has to move.
Nice Camaro.
Yeah, that's it. That's how you say, and still. Big shot for Corey Anderson. Bader immediately covers up. Corey Anderson swinging for the fences, swinging for the finals, swinging for that title shot that's eluded in his entire career. The ground and pound pouring down, and it's over. Corey Anderson has punched his own ticket to a world title fight. Corey Anderson is staring into the eyes of the most dominant fighter in the division. The finals are set.
It will be Vadim Nemkov defending his title against Corey Anderson. Nemkov seeking his 10th straight win. Anderson looking to run his Bellator MMA record to 4-0 with the victory and the $1 million bonus check. We continue with Bellator 277 preliminary action. Next up, bantamweight bout between Bobby Saronio III and Caleb Ramirez. Let's go to the numbers.
Look at the numbers. Bobby Saronio, 23 years of age. There's a 10-year age difference at 33 for Caleb Ramirez. Saronio's the guy that we had watched earlier against Socrates Hernandez in that first fight. Amazing fight. This should be great.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here at Bellator 277 in San Jose, the prelims go now to the bantamweight division. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner at 5'8", weighing in 135.7 pounds. His professional record 1-1. He fights out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Woodland, California. Caleb, the Thunder One Ramirez. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'7", weighing in 135.8 pounds. As a professional, he's 1-0 from Vallejo, California. Bobby Humble Warrior Saronio. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Bobby Saronio III with tons of support here tonight. Caleb Ramirez making his Bellator MMA debut, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Victorious over Socrates Hernandez in his debut. Socrates Hernandez, Rogelio Luna engaging in a definite fight of the year candidate earlier tonight on the prelims. And what do you make of Caleb Ramirez' follicles, his hairstyle? Interesting.
I think he's on fire, dude. It looks awesome.
Use that like when I was in pro wrestling, Bianca Belair with her hair whip.
Oh, there you go.
A minute gone here in the opening round. Can't use that though here.
It was a nice side kick by Saronio, but the kick by Ramirez landed a little bit south of the border.
Yeah, looking to scramble those Easter eggs on this Good Friday. As Ramirez and Saronio renew their hostilities, very much feeling a process here in the first round, looking to get a gauge on what the other may present.
Saronio at times is looking like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson with that karate style. He switches back and forth into a more standard kickboxing stance, and then they'll go right to that bladed stance. Very effective from it.
Saronio proved in that fight with Socrates Hernandez that conditioning should not be an issue. Plenty of energy and able to continue to pour on the pressure. Had the takedowns work against Hernandez, and takedown here against Ramirez with 2 minutes gone in the first frame.
And he's got very good timing on those takedowns because he gets his opponent so concerned and so used to him being in this stand-up battle that they don't even think about the takedowns. He transitions, shoots right in, gets the takedown. Beautiful job.
Wrestled for Sac City College for 2 years. A humble warrior looking to humble Caleb Ramirez in Ramirez Bellator debut. And there's a high-amplitude suplex.
That was a beautiful knee landed by Saronio. Ramirez did not think that was going to be able to touch him. That landed flush.
Saronio dragging Ramirez to the mat. Looking for the neck. Ramirez coming off a guillotine choke loss and now being threatened by Saronio with a potential rear naked choke, but Ramirez defending it.
Saronio looking to go to mount, then decides, no, I'm not going to. Really in control right here. Has a lot of time to work, over a minute and a half.
Saronio looking to send this partisan crowd into rapture. They gave him a superstar welcome when he was introduced here, and he's taking it to Caleb Ramirez. Just Saronio's second professional fight. Both the fights taking place inside the Bellator MMA cage, and now goes to mount. Ramirez looking to explode, looking to reverse position. Final minute in the opening round.
Saronio has a very strong base. Good balance, understands exactly where he needs to position his hips. See Saronio posturing here.
Yeah, ground and pound. Ramirez tries to get back to his feet, does so, but immediately Saronio's back on the attack. But this time Ramirez able to put Saronio on the fence. So a terrific start for Bobby Saronio III as we head to round 2.
Sit down, sit down. All right, set him up with that side kick, okay? Set him with that side kick and follow up. Take him up, set those steps up, okay?
This was the knee that came up high. You see Ramirez looking back and he goes, oops, I didn't think that was gonna reach up and touch me. They hit him clean, and then it went right into the suplex, picks him up, brings him over. Nicely done. Ramirez goes with it, which was a smart idea by him that made it so he didn't eat the ground hard. The ground and pound by Saronio. Very nice job. Heavy shots. A really nice round for Bobby Saronio.
Saronio doing a good job of managing distance, and he said that would be his greatest strength, and he immediately closes it.
Landed that first kick coming out, right into the takedown. That's impressive when you're seeing someone of his age able to transfer all of this and transition from one element to the next.
23 years old. Caleb Ramirez is 33. Shoulder strike from side control by Saronio. Back into, well, looking to pass and looking to go to full mount. Now in the half guard of Ramirez.
Landed some good elbow strikes, hammer fist when he wants. A lot of pressure here. Nice job by Ramirez to get it back to a full guard at least.
Saronio looking to posture up and get that necessary distance to really rain down the fury on Ramirez. Ramirez controlling the posture, but unable to control Saronio's movement.
Right now, Ramirez being nothing but defensive in this position. You see him with his arms, what he's doing with the gable grip, holding on, trying to keep the posture of Saronio down low so he doesn't need a big strike.
Back to their feet. Oh, and that knee was definitely south of the equator. Much to the chagrin of Saronio's supporters.
This is just as they're getting up off of the ground.
Take your time. You got a little time here?
There was no way that that was not going to hit. It's lined up straight for him. Wasn't set up to throw it in any other fashion. I don't think Ramirez did it on purpose, but it does give him a break in this fight right now. Maybe he can change the momentum.
See how you feel?
Because Saronio has been starting to really dominate.
Good there? Okay, so you two are in a clinch before, right? Do you want to be in that same position or do you want space? Space?
Nice job by referee Jason Herzog. You notice that he offered Saronio the ability to be back in that clinch position because he was fouled.
Action resumes. Kick there by Saronio, doing a really good job off that karate stance, John.
No, he does. He covers distance very well. He's fast.
Saronio lights out. Bobby Saronio 2-0 with a monster KO. And that's how you close the show.
You want to talk about delayed reaction knockout. When they re-show this, I want you to see exactly what happens to Ramirez. Big shot. Big shot by Saronio here. Straight right hand, right on the button. He is out. Now he's able to catch himself. He still has no idea where he's at. Watch the right hand, right on the mark. And then you see that he just collapses. His brain shuts off. Saronio never has to touch him again. Watch how fast this happens. Watch the reaction. Right hand now.
Bobby Saronio III is trained by his father, Bobby Saronio Jr., and it is a family affair as the 23-year-old Bobby Saronio just electrified this partisan crowd at the Shark Tank. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 2 minutes, 14 seconds in the round number 2. The winner by knockout, Bobby Humble Warrior Saronio.
No need to sit down and be humble, Bobby Saronio. A nice show of respect. Good to see Caleb Ramirez back on his feet. Bobby Saronio III is flying high after he puts Caleb Ramirez in airplane mode. Let's go to Amanda Guerra at the fight desk.
Mauro, it has been an absolutely incredible night, and we are not even to the main card yet. Can you believe it? I do want to talk about the first fight we are going to see on the main card. This is a battle of outstanding heavyweights. We have Tim Johnson going up against Linton Vassell, and they are right next to one another, Josh, when it comes to those heavyweight rankings. I mean, you see there, right there, 4 and 5. Linton Vassell says, look, if I win this, he thinks he deserves a shot at the title. But talk to us about this match, Josh, and just how even these guys are.
Yeah, Linton Vassell needs to make sure he doesn't get ahead of himself, but I do agree with him. If he has a great performance tonight, if he's able to get a finish, a knockout, a submission, any of those things, I could see him leapfrogging others to get to that title shot.
Talk to us about the tactics of each of these two guys, because they're so evenly matched. I mean, neither one necessarily has an advantage, so what are the specific tactics where they do each have an advantage?
So with Tim Johnson, he's probably the better boxer on the feet, a little bit cleaner striking. He's probably got a little bit better wrestling, but Linton Vassell on the bottom and on the top with the jiu-jitsu department is outstanding. So does that where Tim Johnson wants to take it? Probably not. So you may see this fight end up being on the feet, but Linton Vassell has good wrestling as well. Can he take Tim down and be in the top position? I look at it in 2 different ways. If Tim Johnson can sprawl and brawl, keep this on the feet, utilize his boxing, he probably has the advantage in that area. Where Linton Vassell, he's got to get this fight to the ground, get on top, and he does great work. Vicious ground and pound, and amazing submission.
This is a great way to start the main card, and then we get Aaron Pico, Adley Edwards after that.
No better way to start it than with heavyweights.
Exactly. Mauro, we'll send it back down to you.
Oh, yeah, it's keep on coming here. What a memorable preliminary portion of Bellator 277 it's been. And, hey, this is an intriguing matchup at light heavyweight. Donaldson Yagshimuradov against former Bellator middleweight champion Rafael Carvalho, now campaigning at 205. John, as we go to the numbers.
And Carvalho, long, 6'3". Look at the reach difference, 72 to 78. That's an advantage, but Yagshimuradov's fast, and he likes a lot of spinning attacks.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
For all those joining us in the UK on BBC iPlayer, staying up with us late night, we thank you. Out on the West Coast, USA, we go now to the light heavyweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner. At 6'3", weighing in, 206 pounds even. His professional record, 16 wins, 6 losses. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, introducing Rafael the Blessed Carvalho. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 5'11", weighing in 205.4 pounds as a professional. 18 victories, 7 defeats, 1 draw. Fighting out of Turkmenistan, presenting Donaldson Yagshimuradov. In charge, your referee Frank Trigg.
Thank you. Thank you. Ready? Ready? Fight!
The bell in round 1, both Yagshimuradov and Carvalho looking to snap losing streaks.
Carvalho's got the more traditional kickboxing style. Yagshimuradov likes to come with a lot of flashy attacks. He's got a beautiful spinning wheel kick. He'll throw the spinning back fist a lot. He is very quick once he decides to move.
Yagshimuradov was part of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix, was eliminated by Corey Anderson. Anderson will challenge Vadim Nemkov for the title and vie for that $1 million bonus check as part of our championship doubleheader coming up on Showtime. Bellator 277 from the Shark Tank here in San Jose. And what a memorable night it has already been. Incredible action from fighters who are really just beginning their journeys as professional mixed martial artists.
I'll tell you what, but some of them, if they continue to fight like that, they're not going to have a long career. It's just like the abuse.
And it's Yagshimuradov looking to abuse the lead leg of Carvalho. Looking for the takedown and stuffed by Carvalho.
Nice job of stuffing it by Carvalho, but it was not set up well by Yagshimuradov at all, and that's why it did not work.
Front kick by Yagshimuradov. 2 minutes gone here in the opening round. Both of them testing the waters. Again, Carvalho now campaigning at light heavyweight after being a champion at 185 pounds, John.
Yeah, 185, man, his size was just so impressive and very hard to deal with. But everyone that has, been fighting him lately for the most part, the big thing is try to take him off of his feet. Make him hit the ground. If he hits the ground, not the same fighter.
Yagshimuradov trying to make him hit the ground with his punches.
Exactly.
Midway through the opening round.
Yagshimuradov has a good ground game, but he likes to fight in the stand-up. He did go for that one takedown just to try to make Carvalho think about the takedowns and stuff.
Carvalho, the southpaw stance, just misses the right uppercut from Yagshimuradov. Was able to slip off the center line. Catapult like right, and another follow-up right hand by Yagshimuradov. But again, the takedown defense of Carvalho on display. But Yagshimuradov with dogged determination.
Nice job by Carvalho to keep himself in the standing position. Fought that off very well. Everybody that has been fighting him has been working towards getting him to the ground, and so that's something that he has got to make a difficult task.
And speaking of a difficult task, Carvalho looking to end his career-high 3-fight losing streak. So really a pivotal matchup here. And for Yagshimuradov as well, came in, made his debut in the World Grand Prix, but has suffered back-to-back defeats and now tries to build some momentum at the expense of the Bellator MMA veteran, and has had success here in the opening round as he was looking for the coup de grace.
You got to figure, Carvalho lost his very first fight, then went on a 15-fight win streak. So the guy can definitely fight. He's got a lot of skill. It's just that confidence. The confidence started to wane. Once Gegard Mousasi took that title from him, the confidence kind of went down. Things didn't work for him the same. Wasn't the same fighter.
Great left hand by the southpaw through the guard. Flicks the jab. And there's Yagshimuradov timing that perfectly to secure the takedown, but having to work to keep Carvalho down.
Carvalho working to get himself back to position, to get back to his feet. I really like what I'm seeing out of Carvalho. He's not settling. Before he would settle that takedown, he would settle and say, it's okay, I'll stay down here. And he would end up getting beat because of it. He's working hard to get himself back to his feet. Great job.
We've got a moment here in between rounds, a very special message going out to special persons.
Хорошо, как себя чувствуешь?
А ты красавчик. Нужно побольше активности. Пизда, попадаешь же по голове. Все нормально. Только вначале напугай.
Bateu andando pra trás, tá? Isso aí. Ficar ligado só nessa mão de trás desse mata-cobra que ele tá jogando, entendeu? Principalmente quando você empurrar, ela fica naquela vai, não vai, vai, não vai. Ele tá querendo te contra-golpear com o mata-cobra, entendeu? Quero mais chip, hein, Rafael? Vamos jogar mais furar mais ele mais embaixo, entendeu? Jogar no corpo, que ele já tá começando a cansar, certo? E ó.
Go, clear. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Stay there, stay around, stay there. Stay around, stay there. Ready? Ready? Fight!
Carvalho lost his light heavyweight debut against the reigning light heavyweight champion Vadim Nemkov. Nemkov, perfect 7-0 in Bellator, hopes to extend his personal win streak to 10 when he defends the title against Corey Anderson in the highly anticipated final of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix. Part of our title twin bill here tonight at the Shark Tank as Yagshimuradov looking to showcase his educated feet. Oh, nice counter right hand by Yagshimuradov.
Carvalho doing the same thing, going after the body with the kicks. That's how he won his title. Put Brandon Halsey down with a kick to the body. That won him the title.
Lands for Yagshimuradov. There's a combination from the southpaw Carvalho back to orthodox stance now. And he leads the 1-2 back to southpaw. So he's trying to bedevil Yagshimuradov here in the second. Loosening up is Rafael Carvalho.
You can see that he's feeling pretty relaxed, though. He's just in the flow. He's trying to move nice and easy. He's not trying to overload on the punches or kicks.
And again, a naked shot by Yagshimuradov. So as you mentioned, John, not using a jab, not doing anything to set up the takedown attempt. And thus far, Carvalho, good job of defending it here.
And that's why Carvalho's able to defend it. He just can't get deep enough in on it. And he doesn't have that Greco-Roman style of being able to overpower him with that upper body control.
Nice combination on the exit by Yagshimuradov that scored.
Well, the second round, I don't know why exactly, but for the most part, Carvalho, you know, his output is increased, which is really good to see, but it seems like Yagshimuradov has tailed off.
Yeah, he's looking for the proverbial home run with that right uppercut. Eye bothering Carvalho. There, Carvalho with a beautiful combination. The lance scored, and again on the inside. Yagshimuradov feeding him the right uppercut. And Yagshimuradov again, this time secures the takedown.
Carvalho cannot settle here. He needs to work himself back to his feet. He starts to settle. You see him now going into guard. This is not where he needs to be. This is not his strong suit of being on the ground. He's not real dangerous off of his back. Yagshimuradov's just going to use ground and pound to try to keep him there. Big elbow. I like the fact that you're at least seeing Carvalho open that guard.
And Yagshimuradov opens up with the right hand, but Not delivering a lot of ground and pound offense here is Carvalho. Comfortable from his back, but as we say time and time again, John, you don't want to accept this position.
If you end up accepting it, it's okay if you have a dynamic submission game and you're able to catch guys, but if you don't, that's what's going to happen. You're going to end up eating one shot. It's going to change everything.
Final minute of the second round, some ground and pound from Yagshimuradov, and the fight is being waved off. Rafael Carvalho hurt, and Donaldson Yagshimuradov snaps his two-fight losing streak and picks up his first win here in Bellator MMA. The native of Turkmenistan. Massive elbow doing the damage to Rafael Carvalho, who has now suffered 4 consecutive losses. But Donaldson Yagshimuradov, John, picks up his first win here in Bellator MMA, gets off the schneid.
That is a very important fight for Yagshimuradov. Watch this elbow. That elbow, and this is what I was talking about. Watch what happens when the elbows start to hit. He lands one big one right here. That changes everything. Look at the reaction of Carvalho. Everything now is all about just covering up. He's hurt. It only takes one shot. That's why if you're not that dynamic guy off of your back, you cannot stay there. You've got to work and make it to where your opponent doesn't have the opportunity to open up with elbows like that.
And Donaldson Yagshimuradov joins current Bellator MMA middleweight champion Gegard Mousasi as the only men to stop Carvalho with strikes. So a huge win for Donaldson Yagshimuradov.
Big win.
Big
and a beautiful
big presence. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. Referee Frank Trigg waves it off. 4 minutes, 4 seconds. Round number 2. The winner by TKO, Donaldson Yagshimuradov.
Donaldson Yagshimuradov now 19-7-1 and his first win in Bellator MMA. Let's go to Amanda Guerra at the fight desk.
Thank you so much, and what an incredible night it's been. We are just about an hour away from the beginning of our main card, which you can check out on Showtime. Taking a look at the featherweight rankings, the rematch with AJ McKee, now with the belt around his waist, going up against the now #1 contender in Patricio Pitbull, a rematch of the biggest fight in Bellator history, which we got to see just 8 months ago. Let's talk about these two guys going into this fight tonight, because it's different now going into this one than it was 8 months ago. AJ McKee is the champion. He's calling this fight. He's like, I'm going to win it in the second round. You don't love that so much, Josh.
I don't love that for any fighter, not just AJ McKee, but the younger fighters, I especially don't like that. You want to know why? Because I understand the confidence and the, I don't want to say arrogance of it all, but he's just got to be cautious and careful. Patricio's not like a young talent. He's a grizzled veteran. He understands how this sport's going to go. He understands the ups and the downs. And AJ McKee has all the ability, we know. The speed, the reach, the range, the wrestling. He started off wrestling at a young age. The submission aspect that we saw against Darian Caldwell. Look, he is one of the most well-rounded fighters in the world. I don't like when you come in this confidence, because if it doesn't go your way right off the bat, how does it change? That's what I want to know.
And Pitbull is so good in rematches. He's had 5 of them. He is undefeated in all of them. And you and Big John talked about it. His coach, his trainer talked about it. They've never seen Pitbull look so good coming into a fight.
Yeah, there's not much that Pitbull can take away from the first fight that you just saw, okay? Because it was so short. There was the very first exchange between the two of them when he got dropped with the head kick. And when Patricio tried to get back up, AJ got back on the neck quickly. So there wasn't much to take away from that. Patricio went back to the well and just said, hey, look, I'm going to just go back to what I know how to do best, stick and move, okay? Get on the inside and let my hands go.
So if he didn't learn a whole lot from that first fight, how does he get the victory tonight then?
Well, we saw him this week, and how did he look this week?
He looked good.
He looked good. He looked trim. He looked like he was ready to fight. He's never been much for words, but he is someone who is very confident, always been confident, but he understands that, look, I need to do something different this time around than I've ever done before. He's got to make AJ uncomfortable. He's got to push him around. He's got to take the center of the cage, which he did not do in the first fight. And what he's got to do is let those hands fly when he gets into a phone booth.
The couple of words we did hear from Pitbull, I have no belts, and he does not like that. That is unacceptable for him. Mauro, let's send it back down to you.
All right, thank you very much, Amanda. The Bellator 277 prelims roll on. Number 7 ranked heavyweight Tyrell Fortune will oppose Rakim Cleveland. Let's go to the tail of the tape.
Tyrell Fortune coming in at 258. I believe that is the heaviest that he has ever weighed as a heavyweight here, 238 for Rakim Cleveland. He's actually getting smaller.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
And now, here tonight at Bellator 277, the prelims feature a heavyweight matchup scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds as we introduce the blue corner at 6'3", weighing in 238.6 pounds. The veteran holds a professional record with 22 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw. From Dayton, Texas, Rakim, the Boogeyman Cleveland. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6'2", weighing in 258 pounds. As a professional, he brings 11 victories, just 2 defeats. By way of Portland, Oregon, he fights out of Tempe, Arizona, Tyrell Fortune. And the referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Tyrell Fortune, 8 stoppage wins in Bellator heavyweight competition, the most in divisional history. Cleveland, he wants to, well, both of them looking to bounce back off losses. In fact, Fortune losing to Linton Vassell. We will see Vassell take on Tim Johnson in our heavyweight opener to begin the main card of Bellator 277. That's coming up later tonight, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Tyrell Fortune actually being a 2014 World University Championship gold medalist. This guy can wrestle. He is good. In his last fight against Linton Vassell, he outdid him on the ground. He got the sweeps. He got the positions. He was able to keep Tyrell Fortune on the ground at times. Tyrell said that's never going to happen again.
Fortune in his 15th Bellator MMA heavyweight bout. That's the 2nd most appearances behind Czech Congo with 17. Congo will run it back with Ryan Bader for the heavyweight title. Coming up in the month of May is we go back to Paris, France on May 6th. Well, some of you will, John.
So, Rakim Cleveland I talked to him earlier. He says, man, you're going to see a lot of different performance out of me because I am going to be all over him tonight. He's talking right now. He's trying to get Tyrell get a little angry. Tyrell needs to be smart. He's a much better wrestler than Rakim on the feet.
Oh, what a right hand by Fortune, rocking Rakim Cleveland. Fortune unloading on Rakim Cleveland, and Fortune favors Tyrell Fortune. What an onslaught, and that's how you bounce back from a loss. Tyrell Fortune feeding Rakim Cleveland a steady diet of shots.
Just as I was talking about, he doesn't really want to be in the stand-up for too long. Use that wrestling. Nope. I was so wrong. Use that stand-up. Hurt Rakim in the stand-up. And then put him away. Jason Herzog stopping that fight. Big power by Tyrell Fortune.
Fortune's 9th stoppage win in Bellator heavyweight competition, the most in divisional history, and now his 8th knockout victory in Bellator heavyweight action, the most in divisional history. So Fortune looking to improve his fortunes, wanting to move on up. Performances like this will help, John.
In that right hand, it wasn't even thrown perfect, but he's got so much power and so much strength. It hurt Rakim, and then he swarmed him. Kind of, at times, crushed his space a little bit. Nice knee inside. Kind of backed off right there. Brings the uppercuts. You can see Rakim in real trouble. Referee Jason Herzog stops it, but Rakim got the takedown. The only takedown of the fight.
Tyrell Fortune moving to 12-2 with 1 no contest. All of his fights coming inside the Bellator MMA cage. Let's go to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, due to unanswered strikes, the fight is waved off officially. 1 minute, 38 seconds. Round number 1, the winner by TKO, Tyrell Fortune.
Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Tyrell Fortune. Tyrell, you had a big fight that didn't go your way in your last one. You were upset with your performance. Talk to me about what you were thinking about coming in here in this one.
Throwing the hands and getting the win. I just want to get the W, no matter what.
I was just starting to talk about you being such a good wrestler. You needed to use your wrestling against someone like Rakim, and you landed that right hand, you hurt him, and you went right after him.
He was telling me to shoot, and since he said that, I was like, fuck it, I'm not shooting. We throwing hands, period.
That's what he was talking to you about. I saw him talking. I thought he was telling you to come on, let's stand up here.
He was waiting for a shot. He wanted me to shoot, and I was like, okay, now I'm not shooting.
Well, you're back on the win track. You're in that position where you're just a fight or two away from getting possibly that title fight. Who is it you should face next?
Whoever Bellator asked me to fight.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on a big win. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tyrell Fortune.
Tyrell Fortune against a guy named Rakim. Well, it's Fortune who ends up paid in full, proving he ain't no joke. Let's go to Amanda Garrett, the fight desk.
Mauro, thank you so much. I am here with two-time world champ Josh Thompson. Josh, let's talk about our co-main event tonight, but it is the first of 2 title fights we get. It is the end of the road for the light heavyweight world Grand Prix, and we've talked about it. These are the 2 best guys in the world going at it. We have Vadim Nemkov going up against Corey Anderson. Let's start with Nemkov though, because he is so fast, the current champ.
Yeah, Corey Anderson talked about it this week, saying that the one thing I'm gonna have to deal with is his speed. He puts his combinations together really well. What he does very well is he hides his kicks behind his striking, and that's the biggest thing. When he fought Phil Davis, right, he kept Phil Davis on his heels the whole time. Kept Phil guessing on what he needed to do in terms of the wrestling as well as trying to keep it on the feet. Nemkov is someone who just, maybe he doesn't look super fast, but everyone we have talked to said, look, the way he hides his kicks and his combinations, mixed with his feints and his power, it's something to be feared. And every fighter he's fought so far, he's made pretty good work of.
Let's talk about Corey Anderson. I think he's been so honest this week and the weeks leading up to it. This is the moment he's been waiting for his entire life, a shot at that title. He's like, look, it's about the money. $1 million is on the line tonight. That's a big deal. But he really wants that belt. He says, I'm proud of myself that I've stuck to my plan. How does he walk away with that belt tonight?
He's got to fight composed. He's got to make sure that he doesn't let the moment get the better of him. He has to understand that, look, this is his lifelong dream is to be in here in the finals. When he fought Yagshimuradov, he was very patient in that fight, okay? He stood for most of the first round. He threatened a couple takedowns here and there. But as you see, as the fight went on, he is known for overtime for a reason. Overtime is because he pushes you to the point where he's taking you into those deep waters and making you fight at a pace that you're not comfortable with. With Ryan Bader, he was able to land some good shots, the clean shots, and the one thing that he always does very well and he's proud of is his ground and pound. When he gets on top, he is nasty, vicious with the elbows, as Yagshimuradov found out, and as well as Ryan Bader found out.
We'll see if he can hush the crowd tonight. That is coming up again, starting at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern on Showtime. For now, Mauro, back down to you.
All right, Amanda, one of the most memorable Bellator prelim cards coming to a close here with action in the welterweight division. As we go to the tail of the tape for Tyson, it's Sipavong Miller and Alan Gracie.
Take a look at this fight right here. Look, Tyson Miller, super strong. Great ground game by Gracie. Who's the one that's going to win this, the stand-up guy or the ground guy?
Here's Michael C. Williams.
From the SAP Center tonight, the time has come to conclude the prelims here at Bellator 277. We'll do it now with 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 6'2", weighing in 170 pounds even. His professional record 0-3. He fights out of San Francisco by way of Honolulu, Hawaii. Presenting and across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 170.4 pounds as a professional. He's undefeated, 2 wins, no losses from Arcata, California, Tyson Miller. In charge, your referee Frank Trigg.
Good.
Gracie, the cousin of Neiman and Hoist Gracie, son of Helson. Tyson Sipavon Miller, returning to Bellator with another win under his belt. Won his professional debut here in Bellator against Albert Gonzalez in September 2019. Was last in action in May of last year for Alan Gracie. He is trying to earn his first professional win, John. He is 0-3, including a loss to Shane Keefe in his last fight here in Bellator last September.
Yeah, he was coming on in that fight, but not fast enough. He took a lot of damage at the beginning. Coming on at the end, just couldn't make up the distance.
Lead right hand there by Miller to Lance.
And that's what he's going to have to be careful with. Even though Alan Gracie's longer, got a bigger reach, Miller has got power in his hands, and he likes to stand up, and he's going to just be hunting Gracie, knowing Gracie wants to get the fight to the ground, but I'm just waiting for it.
Good inside low kick by Miller. Another kick to the lead leg by Miller. Lead right hand. There's the shot by Gracie, and Miller defending with some hammer fists and staying on his feet.
Gracie can get his hands together here. He had the single. He switched down to a high crotch. Pull that leg out. He's got the takedown.
Gracie worked diligently for it. Can he keep Miller down is the question.
That is a big question.
And Miller feeding him with a couple of right hands. And it's Miller that ends up in top position.
Gracie basically decided, I got to keep this position. Let me drag him back to the ground here. Right now, Miller's super strong, has a lot of gas in his tank. Alan Gracie being very tenacious and trying to stay with this takedown.
Gracie grapevine, looking at grapevine, the leg, and Miller content to just stay along the fence and needs to try to create some separation, turn into Gracie. Break away, but Gracie holding on and trying to secure the takedown. Plenty of time left in the opening round. And instead, again, butterfly hook, but it's Miller on top position, John.
But it was Alan Gracie was the one that decided he pulled him into his guard instead of losing that position, losing that clinch that he had. He felt better going to his back. He's more dangerous than Miller is from his back. So he's got an ability to use that submission skills now. Miller having a very good wide base. You see Howland bring his arm inside. He's looking for that sweep. Miller's having nothing to do with it.
Posturing up is Miller, dropping a series of left hands to the face of Gracie. Now ground and pound by Miller as he created that separation he needed. Hammer fist and a steady diet of right hands. Referee looking on.
He's got to roll. He's got to turn towards him. Just roll through. Bury your head. Start to roll through it and come out on top.
Plethora of right hands, and there Gracie finally trying So Gracie able to mitigate the damage of that sustained offense, but still desperately trying for this knee bar.
Still, yeah, he's looking for that leg, but got to be really careful. Even in the standing position, you see that he's got it. That's the problem. You saw Miller holding the cage. That's keeping him up.
Under a minute left in the opening round.
It's so hard when you're Alan Gracie right now. He's got to get that foot past that mat.
And here in the early, the first round where sweating is not a major issue, but Miller back to his feet again, attacking Gracie while Gracie holding on to that single.
Right now, you're just looking at the difference between striker and grappler.
And the striker's winning.
Absolutely. He's landing big shots. Gracie in a position where he's absorbing all of this punishment, looking for that ability to get a submission. But it's wearing on him, you can see.
Expending a lot of energy trying to secure the takedown and ground control. Meanwhile, it's Tyson Sipavon Miller in control as we head to the second round. There's an exclamation point on the first. Alan Gracie struggling to get back up to his feet, breathing heavily.
He's lumped up, he's tired, he's taking a lot of shots.
That's Master Health Gracie, his head coach.
Take
a look at some of these shots, you'll see when Miller was on top, he started to unload. He was able to land some big, heavy shots. That left hand just jackhammered him. You can see the lumps on Alan's forehead. Frank Trigg going to call time, bringing the ringside position in.
Tell the doctor. Tell the doctor. Done.
Fight's over.
Tyson Sipavon Miller improves to 2-0. As this fight has come to an end after the doctor inspected Alan Gracie. He saw enough. It's over. Miller 2-0.
We're gonna show you what he saw. Watch the eyes. He's telling him to follow his finger. Take a look at Alan Gracie's eyes. All of a sudden, then he goes over and he blinks. He brings it over the other way. Look at Alan. He's having a hard time following it. Look, it goes up, and he's just staring straight at the doctor. That's why the doctor called the fight. Tyson Miller sees the wave off and goes, oh, I think I won.
24-year-old Tyson Sipavon Miller getting it done with that nasty ground and pound.
My bad about that elbow. Oh, you good. You good. Hey, can I need you to hand me out? It's really loud here. That wasn't your help. Somebody be mine. I think so, man. Hey, somebody be mine. I really did, man. God bless, man. You are scared to sit down.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, upon the completion of round number 1, and upon the advice of the cage-side position referee, Frank Trigg waves off the contest. The winner by TKO, Tyson Sipavon Miller.
And it is indeed a Miller time to wrap up the proceedings here at Bellator 277's preliminary portion of the card. A huge crowd already on hand here at the Shark Tank, the Bay Area, welcoming back Bellator MMA with open arms. And what a main card we have coming up for you at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on Showtime. Hey, to put a button on tonight's proceedings in the prelims, let's go back to Amanda and Josh at the fight desk.
Mauro, thank you so much. I'm not sure if I am exhausted after those prelims or pumped up. What about you?
The prelims were absolutely amazing. We had a lot of prelims. We were a little nervous going, hey, are we going to get through all of these before the big time show starts? But guess what? They were the show tonight. So far, they were electric.
And we are about to get to the main card. I do want to talk about some of the fights coming up. Look, this is the biggest event in MMA so far this year. A night worthy of not just one, but 2 title fights. Let's start with the first one. We're going to see our co-main event. And this is the conclusion of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix. The best in the world there. You got Vadim Nemkov going up against Corey Overtime Anderson. $1 million on the line tonight, Josh. And that belt. Talk to us about the road each of them took to get here.
Well, Corey Anderson had a rough road to begin with, though, but what he did very well was he understood that what he needed to do is establish his wrestling and mixing in the striking. He didn't do anything outside the realm that he knew he wasn't good at. He just kept picking these guys apart and established what he needed to do. Nemkov, a rematch with Phil Davis, was a tough fight, and Phil Davis came with a better game plan that time, but he still was able to outwork him. And then Iglesias was another last-minute replacement for Anthony Rumble Johnson. That ended up being a really tough fight as well, because then Iglesias came out and was able to actually drop Nemkov in the first round. And Nemkov stayed patient, weathered the storm, came out and had a great performance after that, gets the finish with the Kimura. The rest of this is, look, I've always said this, the 2 best guys are in the finals, and that's what you want to see in these tournaments.
Absolutely.
That's what we're getting
and it really is the 2 best guys. The
two best guys in the world. I want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yeah, Josh would put himself in that category if he could there, just as the best guy in the world, because we know that's how he feels. Let's talk about the main event coming up tonight. Look, I've been saying all night this rematch has been 8 months in the making. This has really been years in the making. I mean, going into the last fight, Pitbull had the belt for years. You get AJ McKee, young kid, hot at the time coming in there. He got that belt from him in less than 2 minutes. What can we expect in the rematch?
You're going to see, I think you're going to see something different from AJ. You're going to see him be a little bit more composed. You're going to see him be relaxed. You're going to see a little bit I want to say sense of confidence. He always has that. But there's a word I'm looking for that I can't find. Normally, Amanda saves me here. But in this situation,
I'm going to let you float through this one.
Really what it comes down to is that AJ now is the one that has the target on his back, whereas Patricio, it was him for years. AJ's just got to be patient. He's got to let the fight develop. He's got to be explosive when he needs to be. Patricio, he's got to fight him in a phone booth. He's got to change that game plan. He's got to make sure that he takes the center of the cage and have AJ come to him so he can slip on the inside and try to land the big knockout shot. That's what he's got to look for. I'm looking forward to this fight because I want to see how much different it will be from the first fight.
Yeah, Patricio said, look, I was too calm. I know Big John disagrees with that. Patricio said he was too calm going into that last one. He said, I'm going to be aggressive every single time we touch.
When you've been the king that long, like Patricio has, it really comes down to you keep thinking you're just going to keep knocking him down. Keep lining him up, and I'll keep knocking him down. In this situation, it was different. Now what's going to be like now that AJ's got the target on his back, and Patricio's the young lion, the older lion, but still the one having to come after him now.
Almost 10 years separating these guys. AJ McKee just turned 27 just about a week ago. He is still so young. Those are the last 2 fights you're going to see tonight. Let's take a look at the entirety of the main card. To begin, you get the heavyweights. Linton Vassell going up against Tim Johnson there. Tim Johnson working his way back toward a title shot, but Linton Vassell says, look, if I win this fight, I deserve the shot at the title in my next fight. And then you get Aaron Pico, who is on an absolute tear right now. He is shooting up those featherweight rankings, and he is going up against Adley Edwards. Adley Edwards, if you do not know, took this fight on less than 2 weeks' notice. He is so confident in it. We will see you at 10 Eastern in just a couple minutes on Showtime.
Is here. The featherweight title rematch between new division king AJ Mercenary McKee and former champ Patricio Pitbull.
McKee has made
Plus, the light heavyweight Grand Prix final. Champion Vadim Nemkov.
Nemkov pouncing.
Versus top contender Corey Overtime Anderson.
It's game time, baby.
It's a Bellator blockbuster. Tonight, live on Showtime.
On April 15th, the biggest event of the year will go down, headlined by the highly anticipated rematch between AJ McKee and Patricio Pitbull, as well as the finale of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix between champion Vadim Nemkov and ground and pound specialist Corey Anderson. That's not all, though, fight fans, so strap in as I give you 4 things to watch at Bellator 277. AJ McKee versus Patricio Pitbull. This is a rematch that everyone wants to see. Now, the real question is, will we have the same result? And we could, because AJ McKee is special. He's long, he's tall, he's fast.
And that's where we're talking about.
And he knows how to fight everywhere in the stand-up. His wrestling is great. His submission game is supreme.
That type of stuff will tend to wear your gas tank out as the round goes on.
So this guy can do it all. Patricio Pitbull has done it all. He has been one of the pillars of Bellator. This is a guy who is 6-1 in rematches, and as the champion showed everyone just how great he could be. Now, Pitbull has to change. What he was doing before and what he was able to do in commanding the cage, he is unable to do against AJ McKee. He's gonna have to find a different path to victory. If you watch Pitbull early in his career, he was kind of a berserker. He would go after guys. He would chase them down and try to use his awesome power to put them out. Then he kind of changed. He got into taking the center of the cage, making his opponent come his way, and then unleashing beautiful counters with big power that put him out. He's unable to do that same thing against AJ. AJ knows it. AJ knows he can command the space. He's the one that's going to control the distance, and with his speed, he can be dangerous throughout the entire fight. Pitbull, unbelievable champion at one time. Can he come back and do it again? Absolutely. He's that good. Can he do it against AJ McKee? Only time will tell. The World Light Heavyweight Grand Prix with Vadim Nemkov versus Corey Anderson. The path to victory for both guys is close to the same. Corey Anderson needs to be the guy who has come into Bellator and utilized all aspects of his game. For a while, he was just trying to be the stand-up guy, which put him in danger because when you're standing up, you can hit someone and knock them out, or they can hit you and put you out, and that happened to Corey. He came into Bellator, and he just started being the old Corey. He used his wrestling. He took his opponents down after using his hands to get inside, and then he went to town with ground and pound that is incredibly dangerous. He knows how to posture, and he brings big power, not only with punches, but with devastating elbows. Vadim Nemkov, very fast for a light heavyweight. Great at wrestling, great in the stand-up, good submission game. The guy can do it all, and that's why he's the champ. The path for Vadim Nemkov is to stop the takedown attempts when they come from Corey Anderson. If he can do that and control the distance of the fight, he's going to remain the light heavyweight champion, and he will become the light heavyweight World Grand Prix winner. Well, fight fans, that's a wrap for what to watch at Bellator 277. Is there a fight I missed that you're hyped to see? If there is, let me know in the comments, and while you're there, give us a thumbs up if you're as excited as I am for this absolutely stacked card from San Jose. Make sure you tune into the prelims this Friday on Bellator MMA YouTube, and check your local providers for the main event. April 15th is a fight night you can't miss.
That was a vicious ground and pound attack that Anderson advances to the semifinals.
As Corey steps there, watch how he gets heavy on that leg, so he needs to be careful of it.
Juan Archuleta watching very closely. Juan Archuleta, of course, our bantamweight world champion.
Nice little tricky move by Corey right there.
When we asked Corey what he was going to do, he said this: I'm going to take him down, I'm going to ground and pound, I'm going to beat him up, I'm going to get my arm raised. He's working at it.
He's got it. Look at his left arm. He's got that far side underhook. That makes it very difficult for Melvin to get out of this position.
Corey said many times, fighting for Bellator feels like a new beginning for me. Began wrestling in the 3rd grade. His brother was a wrestler as well. Ben Askren was one of his coaches his senior year of college.
Good, keep that head position. Back down, that's it. Let's double tight, keep the hook. Yeah, watch the hip. Yes!
This is exactly what Corey Anderson wants. This is what when he was talking, Josh, about, I just need to be me. I was trying to be somebody I wasn't before.
Nice little hook sweep by Melvin Bell out there. Very nice.
Corey said to be the best, you have to beat the best, and that's all that matters in the end, much to Josh's point. This is round 1, Manhoff and Anderson. Good timing there by Corey.
Nice change of levels by Corey. Timed that well.
Big shots.
Very big. It's a big, strong, heavy man on top, landing heavy shots.
I got to give Corey credit, though, because on that last takedown, right, Melvin, he had to wait for the timing to be perfect. It's also a lot harder, being as tall as Corey Anderson is, for him to get his hips in this level to drop that low to get it on the takedown.
Take away a little bit of that power, at least you hope you do. Round 1.
Nice knee to the body by Corey Anderson.
A good first 5 minutes inside the Bellator cage. The numbers attest to that, John.
Yes, they do.
Melvin needs to stop looking for the one shot. He needs to start to go ahead and throw it and just set his little things up, little feints, and then throw off of it. He's got to get his back off that fence right now as well.
Corey's doing a really good job with his feints, though. He's got Melvin guessing right now.
That was a nice little dip out the corner there. Great job.
Now we go to work. Take your time here.
Those are big, heavy shots.
A lot of people will look at what Corey was doing and think that he was going for an Americana. He's not. He's proving that by where he's having his arm holding the head also. You have no submission if you have that head involved in it.
That shot hurt Melvin right there, John.
Yeah, it did. You can see him starting to cover up with both hands.
Big elbows, postured up.
This is the point. Big elbows in this position. That's a big shot right there by Corey.
Todd Anderson telling Melvin, you got to move, you got to protect yourself.
Corey continues on. This fight is going to be over.
It is all over! Corey Anderson, victorious in his Bellator debut!
Too many good blows in, brother. Easy, come on.
Feel great, man. Went just like the plan. Me and Nicotone talked all week. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. We're going to do what we did from the beginning. New platform. I don't have to show. I don't have to do anything fancy. Do what we do, what I do in the gym. Mark Henry said the whole time. Do what you do in sparring. This guy can't keep with you. Nobody can. And that's what I did. Exactly what I do in sparring. Just be fighting whoever can give me the title, either Nemkov or Phil Davis. Whoever's fighting for the title, I want to win. I'm ready. Let's go.
So you would take Phil Davis or Nemkov? Tell me.
Whoever wins the belt, whoever got that strap, come see me.
Sounds good to me. Outstanding performance. Welcome to Bellator. Looking for those challenges, and you're looking for those targets. And the one thing that...
Oh, lead right uppercut lands for Yagshimuradov.
The one thing the tournament does, it gives you that target from the beginning.
So Yagshimuradov targeted Anderson's face. Calf kick to the lead leg of Anderson. Anderson trying to return the favor. Minute gone in the first round. Again, the winner of this fight will meet Ryan Bader, who was with us tonight here at the Mohegan Sun Arena. Anderson has split a pair of fights with UFC light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz, and now wanting to become a Bellator MMA champion for the first time, but needs to get past Yagshimuradov here in the quarterfinals. The winner will face Bader in the semifinals, and then, of course, in our main event tonight, Vadim Nemkov, newly minted as the 205-pound champion, defending the title for the first time against Phil Davis, looking to become the first ever Bellator MMA two-time light heavyweight champion. That's a rematch. Back to the center of the cage.
There's that right hand that Yagshimuradov will throw so often and so violently. That's what Corey has to be careful of. That's why Ryan Bader was talking. You got to move to your right because you want to be able to take some of the power off of that shot and make it have even more distance.
And Anderson running out of space, looking for that takedown, defended well by Yagshimuradov along the fence.
Since it's 5 rounds, nice knee to the inside by Corey.
Nice short right uppercut again as Yagshimuradov really wants to establish that right uppercut. These two made their professional MMA debuts a year apart. Yagshimuradov in March of 2012, Anderson in March of 2013, and on the exit, that right uppercut again by Yagshimuradov coming in.
Absolutely. Nice counter strikes by Corey. Donaldson going after that big right hand again. He needs to set that thing up.
Nice. Under a minute remaining here in the opening round. Both of them going for the kick. High kick just missing for Anderson.
That right there is exactly what you want to see from Corey. Straight jab right down, followed by a straight right cross. Just keep those shots clean.
There's a spinning heel kick.
Knocked Corey. Did not land clean, but it definitely rattled him a little bit. You can see that Corey felt that.
And Yagshimuradov, man, really winding up with that right hand. Muradov definitely not taken aback by the magnitude of the moment or the spotlight. Came in here very calm, cool, and collected, and has gone about his business, John.
Gone about his business. That was a very nice kick to the body. You see Yags sitting there tapping it like, oh, go ahead, hit it again. That just tells you, oh yeah, it landed and I felt it.
Anderson looking to secure the takedown. The unofficial scorecard belongs to Big John McCarthy. Gave the opening round to Anderson, who's looking for the takedown. Well defended by Yagshimuradov.
Very well defended. The reason for that 10-9 to Anderson is he landed the bigger shots during the round. Even though Yagshimuradov had that probably the biggest shot with that kick, it was the volume that Anderson was able to put on it. Very nice movement. Good head movement by Corey. Nice feints.
Stiff jab by Anderson.
Yagshimuradov, when he's planting his feet, you notice he's staying kind of still. There's no head movement. That's giving Corey the ability to kind of tee off on it.
Nice.
Oh.
Behind the line. He's behind the line. He can go.
I love how calm Yagshimuradov is. This is exactly the way he was when I was refereeing. He was out there. It was almost like he was falling asleep at one point, and then he exploded. I'm like, man, this guy he's just relaxing the cage.
His right hand as Anderson changes levels. But again, Yagshimuradov able to defend the takedown with the underhook as Anderson wide base being employed by Yagshimuradov.
He's digging that underhook. It's a nice job by Yagshimuradov to defend. Corey now switching to the single leg. He wants to run that pipe, turn him out. This is where these guys coming from places like Turkmenistan, Russia, they're so good in the wrestling game. They're very difficult to take down. Nice job by Corey Anderson to get the fight there.
Final minute of the second in full mount. Grounded and pound here, an opportunity for Anderson, as of course Yagshimuradov just keeping himself as close to Anderson's body as possible, trying to maybe force a stand-up.
Really nice job by Corey, taking his leg, bringing it up. What he's doing is he's extending those arms. Since Yags is trying to pull him close, he just needs to start opening up, frame that head against big shots with the elbows.
Nasty elbow attack from Corey Anderson with the ground and pound, and again, Yagshimuradov trying to close the distance as Anderson just focusing on delivering as many punishing strikes as possible in order to try to get this fight stopped here in the second round, but there's only 10 seconds left. Anderson with another nasty elbow.
Big shots. That's why you're seeing Yags starting to move right now.
Yeah, stay there.
And Yagshimuradov surviving that storm of strikes in the final moments of the second round. His first appearance in a Bellator MMA cage with a blue tape around his gloves, and Anderson bringing the fight to Yagshimuradov here in round 3.
Corey really starting to open it up. Go back to those keys to victory when I said he needs to use the full arsenal of MMA tools that he has. That's what he's doing right now in the cage.
Anderson changes levels again, looking for the takedown. And again, Yagshimuradov, well, trying to make it difficult for him. Not as difficult that time around, John.
Beautiful job of sliding that leg out, hooking his leg behind it, and just pulling him down. This is what makes Corey Anderson so vicious when he gets people down. He has got great body positioning. He's able to trap the arm like he is right now. That right arm of Yagshimuradov with that lace, he'd like to pull it back a little bit if he could, or drive Yags forward. Exactly what he just did. Now he's getting back to the mount position.
Inside 90s. Come on, let's finish this. Keep that staple for it.
A lot of time on the clock.
Mount, ground and pound. Yagshimuradov trying to stave off this attack, now forced to give up his back. Anderson is riding Yagshimuradov, dropping those nasty elbows.
Corey just needs to be very smart, target his area, and hit it with power.
Anderson seeking his 7th knockout win, looking to deliver that patented ground and pound. Yagshimuradov being warned by the referee, and the fight has been stopped. Corey Anderson advances to the semifinals against Ryan Bader.
Big damage done by Corey Anderson in that third round.
I mean, the first thing I was thinking was, Nicotone give me his position all the time, my coach, and it sucks. So I know if I get him there, I got to do what he says, you know. My coaches, they instilled the coach, Ricardo, Nick, the ground game is all them. I'm just a product of their environment. The striking, Mark Henry, without them, the performance would have been impossible. When I got him down, literally was just thinking, what does Nick do to me when we get here? And the same thing he showed me. You got to float, keep your knees pinched. If he turns, you got to be able to go with him and stop, put the elbows. Ricardo says, put the hands to the face, keep the forearm in his neck, hold him, hit him short elbows, little hammer fist, posture up, throw big. So the only thing going through my mind was, do what we do every day.
Well, that was 2 beautiful performances in a row. That now moves you into the semifinals of the light heavyweight world Grand Prix. Ryan Bader, step on up here real quick. Your opponent, you know already, is going to be Ryan Bader. Ryan.
Corey, that was impressive. Came in here, imposed your will, did what you had to do, and now you got me.
Yeah. No, now you got me.
That's
As the words of DC, one person in the group always knows.
Love the eyes.
Well, buddy, you ready? Buddy, you ready? Fight!
Semifinals are underway. And how many times have we talked about Ryan Bader and the wrestling and the blast double, and he has scored stunning opening round knockouts.
Bader needs to think about really just using his footwork. Circle out, don't go backwards, but circle out. Oh, big shot
from Corey Anderson. Bader immediately covers up. Swinging for the fences, swinging for the finals, swinging for that title shot that's eluded him his entire career. Lands a big right elbow, the ground and pound pouring down, and it's over.
Watch what happens. Beautiful head movement, and that right hand catches Bader right behind the ear. It disrupts him. He goes into a shell. He tried to get himself out. Watch the right hand. Corey moves his head off center line. Beautiful right hand right behind the ear on Bader. And you see him starting to show up. He did try to move himself to try to grab the body and control Corey Anderson, and he just was unable to do it.
In Arizona, y'all might hate me, but it's still my favorite vacation place, so you will see a lot of my face.
You did a beautiful job in the opening moments there. He threw a shot, you slipped your head off the center line and threw a right hand over the top that hit him behind the ear and disrupted him. At that moment, you went after him. Did you know you were going to finish him off at that?
I mean, we knew it. Me and Mark Henry's a scientist, mad scientist. We saw it. I sparred with him. I knew he had a good jab. He leans into his jab. He doesn't step. He leans. So we worked a combo. We had two combos for him. One was starting with an overhand, the other one starting with the jab. And the overhand landed, and the other three punches didn't have to land. And I knew it was over. He wasn't getting up.
How good does it feel to have a win like that you know puts you in control of your own destiny, and now you know you will be facing someone for the light heavyweight world title and the Grand Prix world title?
I mean, as for my career and whatnot, it feels amazing. For everything that I've been through, everything I've done, you see my career, man. I came in the top with 3 fights on the regional circuit, and to make it here is truly a blessing. But as Ryan being a friend of mine, I hate the fact that we had to fight and had to happen like this, but somebody had to lose.
You're right, someone had to. I want to tell everyone, congratulate Corey Anderson. You are the first man in the finals of the World Light Heavyweight Grand Prix.
Makes his professional debut from Long Beach, California.
Huge left. Barnes in big trouble, and it's over.
The time has come for the main event of the evening.
Red glove.
Darian Caldwell submitted by A.J. McKee.
One win away from making it a reality. He's the undefeated A.J. McKee.
He makes his professional debut from Long Beach, California. Introducing A.J. Mercenary McKee.
Round number 1. Fast start for A.J. McKee. Tonight's Fight Clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time.
Son of Antonio McKee, longtime fighter, outstanding wrestler. For his son, a lot of confidence in his striking.
Marcos Bonilla in the blue gloves, red gloves for A.J. McKee. Bellator debut for both. Third pro MMA bout for Bonilla. Pro MMA debut for McKee. Welcome to the deep end of the pool, kid. MMA veteran Antonio McKee, who you almost fought.
That's true. That's true. I did one time.
And now here's his son.
And now here's his son. Thanks for making me feel old, Sean.
And I'm older than you.
Thank you.
And Antonio McKee's grandkids fight that we're checking out.
Yeah, totally.
Takedown.
Going for the Darce choke.
Going hard for the Darce. See the hand of the bicep, and he lost it down the transition.
Yeah, smooth transition to the back, but only one hook in so far.
Marcos Bonilla said, my biggest asset as a fighter is my intelligence. I can assess situations, but no time to assess. Caught this deep rear naked choke. There's the tap, and the victory for A.J. McKee in his pro mixed martial arts debut.
A great start for A.J. McKee.
James Barnes has won all 4 of his fights in the first round. It's still a sport, Jimmy, in which so many start 25, 26, 27 years old.
Yeah, very true. AJ working hard for the guillotine here.
Very early.
He might have it.
Barnes trying to walk the cage and pays the price. But he does get out of the guillotine.
Reckless throw by A.J. McKee. Let him go.
See already some blood coming out of the mouth of James Barnes. Has 4 fights under his belt, and it lasted a total of 6 minutes and 20 seconds. This one isn't going to go that far. Huge left. Barnes in big trouble, and it's over.
Beautiful left hand over the top, right on the jaw. And that was all she wrote. AJ McKee. Keep an eye on this kid at 145.
With the second generation, with the AJ McKees, and all of the young guns in Bellator, the previous generation of fighters, Jimmy, they were just turning pro at 26, 27, 28. Now you have a whole new wave of young stars who are starting young because this is what they always wanted to do.
AJ McKee grew up in the gym. That's what this generation does.
First round, you ready? You ready?
Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original Pilsner Cheers. It's Miller time. And immediately